What the fuck is up, Denny's? I love that video so fucking much. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the HR Office. Mira is already like, I'm out of this fucking podcast. As always, I'm Greg. I'm joined here by Mira, the girlfriend who is very disappointed in her boyfriend right now. Say hello.
Bomb?
And then we're also here by May, who is in the Denny's, who's being asked, what the fuck is up, Denny's? How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
For people who don't know what we're talking about, there's this fantastic fucking video of, it was, this hardcore band playing in a fucking Denny's, and before like a heavy breakdown and the pit goes crazy, it's like, what's up? What's up? What the fuck is up, Denny's? And I found that video and I sent it to you, and you said you watched it on your lunch break and you were dying. It was great. It was great. 10 out of 10. Mira does not appreciate it as much as I do, but I just fucking... Mira, what is your hot take on what the fuck is up, Denny's?
Right now I'm just confused because you usually introduce May first.
Because I saw your reaction and I pulled an audible and changed it all on up.
Okay.
So, but no, legitimately, hello everybody. Welcome to another edition of the HR Office. We are going to be talking about a bunch of different things. God, it's been a long week. I'm feeling the tiredness at this point. So, we're going to try to power through these. We got a lot of topics to talk about. There's some controversy. There have been some trailers that came out. There's even more controversy. We love Castlevania. Stan Lee died, which is depressing. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. And we did arguably one of the best videos that are not best. Okay, I'm very proud of the video. There wasn't too much into it, but it really made it feel like we'll get into everything. I like to recap everything. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. Do we want to go based on what my list knows? Let's dive right on into some initial controversy. And it's a shame that Robit isn't here right now because we're going to talk about his favorite company in the world, Bethesda. We're going to talk about his favorite man in the world, Todd Howard. And we're going to talk about Fallout 76. So it's hard to really kind of pinpoint any sort of like specific article because they're all like collectively like as
they're
people
unimpressed.
Well, the thing with Fallout 76 is it's like as the beta has progressed, more and more articles have come out about it, about the issues with Fallout 76. And what really also kickstarted it as well was that photo you sent me of the Metacritic score for Fallout 76 is based off the beta, and a fuckload of people are giving it like 1 star, like or like 1.0 out of 10. It's not good. I think it had like at the time the photo was taken, it was at a 2.7 out of 10 on Metacritic. Then at the time, like when I was reading the comments, someone says, well, it's back up to 3.2 out of 10. I'm all, that's still very low.
That's still less than half.
That's very less than half. And you know, and I get it. You got to take things into consideration of, you know, there have been in the past mass disliking of something. For example, Star Wars The Last Jedi. You look at the fucking Rotten Tomatoes score, for example, and it's like, from all the critics, it's like 96% certified fresh. Like, the critics loved it. You look at the reviews from the fans, it's like 5.0 out of 10. And I was like, or like a 50-something. It was like, holy fucking shit, it's insane. Put your lights out, hit the pavement. That's what I call entertainment. Oh, man, he's quoting the lyrics right out the gate. So, I don't know. Robit would be the one that would know specific kind of controversies with Fallout 76. However, I've been reading a bunch of op-eds that apparently, this is kind of, I guess the way, this from what I've gleaned from it. So, back at E3 this year, they had made a whole, yeah, they had made a whole, Todd Howard, the Lord and Savior Todd Howard, he, the guy who's going to single-handedly save video games, he's not, spoiler alert. It's not that I even don't like Todd Howard. It's just one man can't save video games. Also, you're going to fuck up at some point, and I feel like that, from what I've read, there's going to be some... There's some issues, and I'm glad I didn't pre-order it. So, apparently, because the thing that appealed to me was the fact that they said that the servers are going to be smaller, more compact servers. However, when the beta finally came out, they're like, there's nothing here. There's, like, no people here. There's like nothing. There's nothing. It's like people are complaining. Of course, there's always gonna be complaints that the servers don't work and stuff like that. And To which, to give Bethesda and Todd Howard credit, they said, this beta is going to be our break it beta. We want you guys to break this beta so we know what doesn't work before launch. I think Robit kind of hit the nail on the head from fans talking about it. They're just there's not much of anything there, which is kind of, if you're creating...
It's pretty empty. It's shit.
Wow, Robit's finally saying a Fallout game is shit. And, you've been playing a fuckload of Final Fantasy XIV, and I've been, glued to Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm going to try...
but it'll be dope with friends.
That's the thing, though, is that, I feel like with MMOs... there's always the struggle. MMOs, you're going to have to play it with friends. But at least when you...
I actually like the beta.
Oh, wow. It's just, from what I've been reading, is that, people who play it on their own, because there's going to be a lot of Fallout fans that aren't into MMOs. And, at least if you were to look at it, because, that doesn't say much, you would think, when you think, Final Fantasy 14, for example, we're going to talk about 14 in a little while, because there's...
Shit, hot garbage.
Still hot garbage. But it's one of those things where, if, people are complaining that it's just empty, but I feel like if you got an MMO... Even if you're playing on your own, there should still at least be enough to where, I can do a side quest here, a little thing there. I can farm a little here, kill enemies there. There are things to do if you're just...
Fallout flavored Destiny.
Ooh, oh, don't say that. Now I don't even want to touch it. Holy shit. Destiny was such hot garbage. And Destiny 2, I heard, was even more hot garbage. Even fans of Destiny 1 were like, fuck you, Bungie, for Destiny 2. And I'm like, that says a lot. But yeah, I'll ask May, because you've played a lot more MMOs. But it's when you think of an MMO, obviously you think massively multiplayer online. That's MMO. But you've been playing 14 on your own. Aside from things like raids and dungeons, which you need people for, it's you can go do your own quests, or you can go farm on your own. It's do you agree? Do you agree with the idea that an MMO should at least have enough for if you're playing on your own? It's better than Destiny because it's fucking...
Because no fucking light levels.
Ooh, damn, that's wild. Anyway, it's what do you when you play an MMO? It's there's usually enough there for if you're just playing on your own one night, right?
I guess it really depends on the MMO. It's MMOs in general. It's usually geared towards, to be social. That's what MMO is. But it really just depends on the person. Even if there's only a little bit to do, if a person likes to play by themselves, they'll find something to do. But for the most part, I believe that with MMOs, there should be enough to do, either if you want to go by yourself or with other people or even friends.
Well, what's going to suck is that, it's not even the idea. So say, your examples that Kanan, Chrissy, and Suye are up in Vegas for the con. I've been playing Red Dead. You've just been on your own or just jumping in with randos. I think what it seems like is there was this really heavy focus on you can play with your friends. You can have a small server, play with your friends, and then you can move your little camp everywhere. I get it. They're social things, but when you're kind of also saying there will be things for the single players or the people that want to be on their own, either be a lone wolf exploring the wasteland or working with your group, and all that fun stuff. But it's people are playing it solo, and they're there's nothing here. Robin says the camp is confusing. That sounds fun. And by that I mean not fun at all. I was seeing a lot of different things about it, and I was originally going to pre-order it because people like King and Suya, or Chrissy and Suya were like, yeah, no, maybe we'll consider it. And then it's when people weren't going, actively talking about it after E3, I was like, well, I'm not going to have any friends. I'm not going to get it. But at the same time, I was just I was also waiting to see how the beta went and stuff like that. And I get it. Betas are going to have people complaining. Because the thing is that, I'll get it on PS4 next month. It's one of those things where, that's a big... Especially if you're trying to push out this you can be a lone wolf thing, but it's fucking empty unless you got friends. That goes against what you said. I don't know. I'll let any of you guys respond. Am I wrong thinking that?
No.
Mira, am I wrong thinking that?
I don't play MMOs. I don't know.
Anyway, so
well, what is your general take on any game, even if it's a single player? Like, if a company promises, when your game first starts out, you can play with friends, but then when you play it and there's nothing to do with your friends, how would that make you feel? Type thing. That's what kind of equated to that.
Yeah.
I'd feel like I wasted my money.
Okay,
yeah,
so then it's something they didn't deliver, basically.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, when you make an MMO and you claim, you can play with friends, but then you started out and there's nothing for your friends to do, then you basically lied or didn't deliver what you promised. You just said empty words.
I think the issue is when people have played with their friends, like, there's plenty to do. But there was also either like you can be a lone wolf, you can explore the wasteland on your own. There will be plenty for the single player to do. And the people who do the single player stuff during the beta are like, there's nothing here. When you got a company sitting there saying you'll be able to do things even if you're just playing on your own, but you can't really do much of anything when you're on your own, that kind of sucks. And I can understand people being upset. Also, keep in mind, single player is pretty easy. Ooh, yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things where, we also got to keep in mind this is a beta. This is not the final game. It could be an entire game is super easy, to be honest, is what Robot says. See, Robot's our resident Fallout connoisseur, so he'll be able to weigh in properly. But, because like I said, I haven't played any of it. It's just what I've been reading, what I've been seeing, and people have been saying about it. And it's sad that, because I wanted it to be good, but I also get that this is just the beta. I hope that they take all this bullshit going on with the beta and they're able to learn from it, because when you get shot by a player, you take no damage until you hit back. What? That's weird.
It's like God modding almost.
Kind of.
So then don't hit back.
Oh, yeah.
Never take
you get
damage.
shot, just run away. You can exploit that again. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. Damn, yeah, there's a lot of op-eds and articles and something like that. However, there was a Verge article that did say that there are Fallout 76 players are helping newbies by acting like NPCs. Welcome to the Wasteland. Articles basically saying fans of open world series were worried that making traditionals all they do. Perhaps the most high-profile documentation comes a veteran Fallout player, many a true nerd, a YouTuber who's made a name for himself doing things like beating games without ever healing himself. That's badass. He's picked up a new shtick, welcoming new players. Oh my god! The game officially launched last night. Well, the beta did. But before that, there was a beta. Is the game actually fully out now? I didn't know the game was actually fully out, apparently.
Well, Robert said the game is pretty easy.
Yeah, there you go. Let's say.
Expecting to entirely melee.
They will run up to people who shot me and bash their brains in. Oh man, that's insane. That's wild. But yeah, so basically they're saying in the game, basically people are like just acting like NPCs and they're like, "Welcome to the Wasteland." I'm like, that's actually kind of a cool
just
story.
to make it less empty.
Oh yeah, basically. But it's like because I remember hearing about all this with the beta. I'm about to get more angry comments of, "See, Greg, this is why you need to do more research." Da 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 da. And yeah, all I know is that I was hearing about it with the beta. But I don't know. It was I was hearing all that. I'm like, that's sad. I wanted the game to be good. I wanted the game to be fun, at least fun. And then people saying it's not fun. I'm like, well, that's not good. Even if the game's not the best, as long as it's fun, that's all I've got to say. Anything else you guys want to say about it?
Game's been out like a week, apparently.
Alright, well, I'm going to turn in my discussion card. You guys enjoy the rest of the podcast without me. I clearly don't know shit, so I will see you guys later. No, I'm kidding. I wish I could talk about why. It's been a long couple weeks, but yeah. Personal reasons, hooray. So.
It's okay, I didn't know that The World Ends With You was out on the Switch already.
Oh, yeah.
It's already out? Yeah,
it's been out for like a month.
Because a friend of mine was like, what do I want to get for my birthday / Christmas, because they're close enough together.
Yeah.
She was going to get like a Switch for one and then a game for the other, and she was just like, what game should I do? And I was like, I think they have The World Ends With You coming for it. And then someone was like, it's already out.
Oh, yeah, it's
I'm
been
like,
out for
been out
like
for, like,
almost a couple months
I was
now.
saying, yeah, I was
I'm like, sorry,
at
it
least
is
a
out.
month or so,
Because I remember when that came out, like, everybody on the Facebook feed was, like, spamming it. Like,
I had
oh
people,
my God.
I had Colin, I had our friends Carrie and Kat losing their minds.
Yep.
I had a couple cosplay friends on my end that were like,
I've never played it. I've never played the World Ends With You.
I have the DS version.
I hear
Same.
the game is really fucking good.
It is, yeah.
I hear it's good. People are like, you missed out. I'm like, fuck.
Well, you got another chance now. It's on the Switch.
Before we go into it, I actually done another quick tidbit of gaming news. I heard this from Funhouse's Gaming Weekly thing yesterday. Battlefield 5.
What? What's that?
The newest game in the Battlefield series.
Oh, I didn't know there's 4 others.
From the gaming company that's going to save all of
EA?
video games, EA. Yeah, EA. That's the joke here.
Mm.
So apparently the release of Battlefield 5 is the weirdest fucking release schedule ever. So it's like basically the 5th Battlefield game. There you go. It's all been explained.
mystery solved.
So basically, like, if you're on Origin and you have EA access, which is like the 5th Battlefield game, which is like the 13th, which is true.
So it's like Call of Duty, basically.
Call of Duty's on like Call of Duty 85 right now. Damn.
It's like that's what I call music of video
No,
games.
that's what I call music, 815. Let me bring up the staggered release.
Call of Duty
schedule.
is like now that's what I call music of video games.
Open beta.
Release date. Oh man, it's this whole thing. And so it says November 15th, but there's an asterisk here because it's, oh my god. Let me go to news real quick. Battlefield release date pre-order special edition info. Alrighty, so let me read. So here's the release date. November 9th. EA Access on Xbox One. Origin Access Premier, which is like their top tier subscription system. They got the game on November 9th. Then on November 15th, those who pre-ordered the deluxe edition on any platform, they will have access to the game on November 15th. Then on the 20th, if you got the standard edition of the game, you can then finally play Battlefield 5.
Well, at that point, you might as well not even get it because
Yeah.
the people that have played so long.
At that point, I'm done waiting.
They're gonna annihilate you.
So funny, just reading this whole thing. So here's the thing. So Origin Access and EA Access Premier got the game on the 9th. And then I think on the 10th is when it got staggered to standard Origin Access. Got the game then, or EA Access got it. It was so fucking confusing, and I'm just like, just say the game comes out on the 20th.
Nope, can't have that.
I don't know. I heard that and I was like, are you fucking serious right now? It's insane, man. Video games are weird. I'm glad I've been playing a good video game. Unlike
what?
Call of Duty or
Call of Duty?
Call of Duty, absolutely. Speaking of shit video games, let's talk League of Legends for a moment.
I played it once. I liked it.
I
know you don't like League of Legends.
I don't like MOBAs. I tried. I think the one MOBA I tried Smite.
Oh, I know that one, yeah.
And didn't really like how that worked. And then I don't even think I tried League of Legends. I think I tried either Dota or Heroes of the Storm or something like that.
Oh, that one, yeah.
I tried one of those, and I don't like MOBAs. It's my own personal quirk. I do not like MOBAs. It is not a game style that I like. It's also the same. Man, my pub keeps bugging me about something. I don't know what's going on. But no, it's one of those things where basically...
Technical difficulties.
Oh, because I have delivery suspended right now from when I was showering.
Oops.
It's all good. It's all good. I just don't like MOBAs. It's my own personal thing. It's the same with RTSs. I'm not a big fan. MOBAs are shit. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of RTSs. So games like StarCraft, I could never get into. As a kid, I had friends that were obsessed with real-time strategy games, and I
Like Warcraft, right?
Like OG Warcraft, Starcraft, and even games that are like your Civs and your Civilizations, or like your Total Wars, or like your Warhammer 40K.
Hey, yeah.
It's like I couldn't get into those, and then when MOBA started becoming popular, couldn't get into it.
That's like a thing now. Those are like esports now.
Yeah, absolutely. I have OG Warcraft and Warcraft 2. Yo.
Yeah,
That's another thing I didn't put on the list was all the shit. Oh no, we talked about it last podcast. All the shit that Blizzard got for the mobile game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Diablo, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. But anyway, so yeah, my father-in-law
loves RTS games. Hey, you know what? You love what you love.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just people who like grew up with those games. They grew up with them, but I like some of my. And he's a Civ fanboy too. Yeah, it's just I grew up with like shooters. I grew up with like my Star Wars games and like my platformers and stuff like that. I grew up with those games. So like games, even OG games like Doom, your Dooms and Wolfensteins and like original Half-Life and stuff like that. It's like I can get into those games. I can get into a bunch of other games. I can get into a bunch of platformers. That was my N64 stuff. My collectathon games like my Donkey Kong 64s and Banjo-Kazooies and stuff like that and all that fun stuff. It was just RTSs were just one I didn't grow up. I tried playing them and I just didn't grow up with them. But that being said, the reason why we're talking about that is League of Legends dropped a massive thing recently with the KDA music video for their song Pop Stars, which is basically 4 League of Legends characters in updated skins. If I remember correctly,
yes.
LOL players are going to be laughing at me.
Yes.
Well, we don't play LOL, so...
Well, the thing is that, like...
Yes, there's 4 characters that exist in the game. They got pop star skins. Based off Korean pop singers.
Yeah, basically K-pop artists. Which I saw the whole thing about the technology behind it, that they had... They reel in, like, mo-capped everything, and they had these 4 K-pop stars, like, do the singing and everything, and all this crazy mo-cap and visualization, these updated designs and stuff like that. Big fucking boom. People are like, man, like people like me are like, I fucking hate League of Legends, but this is fucking lit. Shit's lit, fam. This shit is, fucking awesome. But alas, we cannot be excited about it anymore because of the controversy.
I could be excited for it still.
Yeah, the music video. The music video was.
I'll be honest, I'm still excited for it.
I love it, but I'm not gonna. After reading up about it, I'm not gonna excuse the controversies around Riot Games.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, my biggest issue that I had just related to the whole KDA thing was the story that was shared. So, long story short, let me just tie it back in real quick. So, when the KDA music video came out, there were people coming out saying that there were artists and people that did not, they did not get credited. There was the one artist specifically, that article was going around, that she was explaining that she worked like almost a year doing the design and everything for one of the characters, and just to find out
the spray paint the mask.
Yeah, which was fucking 10 out of 10 on that. It's like, good on you for creating that design and shit. Just to have Riot Games not credit her, and I'm like, that's gross. And then there's all the articles saying, hey, congratulations, Riot Games, for, distracting your, discussions of, your poor treatment of women in the workplace. But hey, new waifus. And I'm just like...
Pretty much.
Kind of, yeah. It's one of those things where, because I don't play League of Legends, I haven't paid attention to the news about Riot Games. Yeah. But I kind of started looking back into it, and, like, there have been multiple issues and multiple complaints from various females associated with Riot Games, now formerly of Riot Games, that have had to speak out about the mistreatment of women in that workplace. And I'm like, God damn it, oof. Especially something as big as League of Legends that makes like billions of fucking dollars because, every time a skin comes out, people are just shelling out that fucking money.
That's my friend and her boyfriend.
Oh, really?
Yep, she dropped money for her and her boyfriend. I read on the newsfeed, I started laughing. I'm like, of course she'd buy it, but I didn't need it. Like, yeah. I mean, she works, she pays her bills, so why not?
Hey, if you pay your bills and you work,
it's something
and
for her boyfriend to enjoy, you know.
It was like that with Overwatch too. Like
Oh
every time a new
yeah,
skin
the
got
loot
announced,
boxes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
they'd try to get loot boxes to get that skin.
That was Greg.
That was me for a good year.
Doosy trying to get the America skin with McCree, remember?
I got it on the PC version, and then I switched to PS4.
Or now it's stuck
No,
on
I
the
don't
PC.
have it. You can't transfer the skins.
Yes.
I was gonna say, was there a character in particular that you dove a ton of money into,
McCree,
or like,
right?
It was
like more than the others?
It was.
Wasn't it just?
I'm trying to remember what McCree skin it was. So there was the American one. That was a close second.
That was the American one you really wanted, right?
Yes.
Summer Games, maybe?
What was it?
Yeah.
That's the American one.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't Summer Games. It was a summer event the year after when he's got the beach towel and shirt.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
That one
the
I
summer
didn't drop that much money on just because of the fact that at that point I'd be like, oh, if I get it, I get it. If not, I think I'm on like a $10 loot box.
The only thing I know is you really wanted that American skin really
I wanted the
fucking
American
bad.
skin, and I wanted his black watch.
Yeah, so you dropped so much money on the American one, but you got it eventually.
The black watch one, I think, and
That
the
one was
American
nice.
one are the two that I think I spent the
Did
most
you ever get
on.
the Black Watch one?
Yes.
No. Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
I have that on PS4.
Oh, PS4, okay.
Yeah, I got that one on PS4, and then I spent money trying to get the American skin on PC.
Which you have.
Yes, I have it. If I were to bring up my thing of...
May, did you ever do that for a character?
Not in Overwatch.
I think you.
That's me with Fago though, just dropping money in general, but never with like Overwatch or anything like that. I've actually dropped money on trying to get character skins on that.
Right, but yeah. So it's like going back to the whole Riot Games thing. So it's like everyone's all impressed, and it's like Romano just brought up the whole the Contra video used the dancing holograms of the characters on the characters on stage, which. That was fucking cool. That was awesome the way they kind of made that an ARG kind of level of experience. But at the same time, the weird part is kind of, I don't know. It's just people are sitting there and people are just sitting there figuring out, and we're figuring out the supposed droppage of the stream right now. But I'm just going to keep going for the time being. No, they were talking about, I think it corrected itself. I hope so. If not, then we'll just detach and get going again. But no, it was just one of those things where the concert itself was cool. The whole tech behind it was cool, but the lack of credit that people got made me go, okay, I'm still gonna enjoy this music video, but fuck you, Riot Games, for not crediting. I don't know what. Mira, what do you think about the whole thing?
This is bullshit.
This is bullshit. To quote Ryuji Sakamoto, this is bullshit. I'm trying to say, yeah, we should be good. Is it up now? That's a weird question to ask somebody. Is it up now? Anyway, but yeah, the whole, okay, Robot says we're back on, so we're good to go. Sweet, awesome, yay, technical difficulties. But yeah, we should be back up now. But
yeah,
anyway,
Robot messaged me. It was like stream is ready.
I think we had a temporary down point, but it's back up now. So what do you think about it? It's up for you, Greg. Oh,
just for you, Greg.
Just for me.
Pretty much what people have said online has pretty much already summed it up. I don't need to add to it because it's just people have already summed it up.
Still doesn't mean that I don't want to hear what you think about it.
It's wrong. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I said, people have pretty much. If you read all the articles online, it's pretty much gonna sum up my opinion on it. It's wrong.
It's shitty. Yeah.
You should credit the artist.
It's just like people that like would asset rip from on like indie games where they would like flip assets or they steal assets from like artists or something like that for their game and not credit them.
Oh, people do that?
Yeah, there has been quite a few people quite a few artists that have stepped up. And I have to go back and look at what specific games have been accused of it, but like there have been people who have stolen art from artists on like DeviantArt or Tumblr or something like that and used it as a part of their game, and they'd be like, well, what the fuck, like you didn't even talk to me about this shit. It's like I'd be willing to work with you, but no, you decided to steal shit. But that's always fun. So we're gonna take a step away from the controversy, if you will. I mean, there is some sort of controversy because I'm certain people aren't going to be happy. I don't know what Robot's on about right now.
Smells like turmeric.
Oh boy. But anyway, so there was a trailer that I was not expecting I would like that came out. And that was for Detective Pikachu, which was pretty fucking awesome. I've been defaulting to Mirror first, so I'll go with Nick. What did you think of the Detective Pikachu trailer?
Pikachu's very fluffy.
Pikachu is fluffy.
Very cute and fluffy.
I like the design of the Pokemon.
Snubble's my favorite because he's grumpy and fluffy.
He's like, brrr. I was just like, Snubble.
Mr. Mime looks weird though. Like he scares me, like everybody else.
He scared me
He's
in the
always
fucking
been
game.
scary.
Yeah.
Really? Because in the games he looks really cute and happy, but in
He
like,
creeps me
always
out,
creeped
yo.
me out.
but in
Yeah.
real life he just looks creepy, and I'm like, ugh. But in the games he's cute.
Mr.
He
Mime is a butt toucher, yeah.
He is a butt toucher.
Well,
But yeah, that and Jigglypuff kind of nerved me a little bit.
See, I'm excited for Jigglypuff just because, like, I always thought Jigglypuff was really, really cute. And I'm just sitting there like, are they going to have her sass?
Ooh.
You can't say it's a girl. It could be a boy for all you know. Can't be misgendering Pokemon here.
Damn, how dare
I don't
you
know what gender these
How dare
Pokemon
you
are gonna
misgender?
be.
I'm going to get Tumblr to start making hate blog posts about you for misgendering
During Jigglypuff in the movie.
Jokes on them, I don't go on Tumblr.
Oh, got him.
Fun fact,
We've
I
done-
still do.
I
I
deleted
still
it.
have my URL, but I just never go.
I deleted mine like a year.
It's because you spend your time on DeviantArt now, huh?
No, well, I mean, yes, but...
Aw, DeviantArt, I remember.
It's
Those are
just-
the days.
I'm
I had to
sitting there
find my
'cause-
DeviantArt account. Not that I ever posted anything because I never did art, but you know.
Well, for me, because it's like, whenever I didn't have a laptop for a while, I had the app on my phone, but the app was so huge, and every time it updated, it took like 5 or 10 minutes to update it. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I barely go on here anymore. This is ridiculous. I just stopped
Tumblr
going.
shit, I agree.
Yeah,
It
is.
didn't used to be. DA is shit too.
Yeah,
DA, however, has always been shit.
Yeah, both
there was
like-
never like a golden age of
There's
DA.
actually
Yeah.
though, for a while back in the,
The
day,
chat
it was
rooms used to
actually
be good.
DA was really good. It's just then after a while, because everyone moved on to like the Tumblr, and nowadays you most of the time I want it for cosplay stuff.
Right.
But most of the time now, if you want to go on cosplay, that's why people have Twitters and Instagrams
That's
and
what Instagram
Facebooks.
specifically
They
is.
have
Yeah.
they have their own stuff now, their own social media pages. So DeviantArt is pretty much kind of can become obsolete.
I was gonna say, for me, DA, like, some of my cosplayers that I follow still post, like, content on there, but, like, there are certain artists that only post their, like, because they're doing, like, webcomics and stuff, they'll only post it on DeviantArt.
DeviantArt,
the
yeah.
all proverbial web comic.
Oh, yes.
Oh man.
And then I go on there for chat because I do a trivia chat. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
hop in.
I saw you screen capped one. I was nosy one day and I looked.
I
There
saw
were
it
there were
too.
like 2 of them that is just like I had the answer.
Yeah,
for,
I
but
saw
it
that
didn't
one
cr-
and it didn't take it, and you're like, what the fuck is
I was like, I got it just before the time went out. Give me the point.
Yeah.
I have my proof.
I have my proof.
But yeah, so that's when I was looking, because I was looking at my screenshots one day on there for Final Fantasy.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah.
Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu. All right, May. May, you already gave your opinion. Give it again.
Did you know, like, for Detective Pikachu, somebody did fan art actually got hired to make those designs for
Yeah, I
them.
saw that. I was
Yeah.
like, that's actually
Like,
really
he has his
cool.
work on DeviantArt and stuff, and they found him, and they
That actually,
and they hired
when I
him.
found out that detail, I was all, that's fucking cool.
They hired
This
him.
is why they say don't assume that fan art will never get you
Oh,
hired.
that's how someone for the Spyro games got hired. Like to
Oh,
do it
no
to
shit.
Yeah, they did fan art for Spyro, and I forgot.
They
I
brought
think
him on for
Bob
the-
for Toys. I think that's the company that has it now.
Yeah.
Solomon brought him on to redo the design. So, and that's what they're saying. It's like don't assume fan art won't get you anywhere, because it does.
That's super
So I
cool.
thought that was cool. I
That's
was like,
actually really
Good
cool.
on them.
It's badass.
Their work got noticed.
Oh, yeah. Especially, it seems like any project, they saw furry porn and brought him on.
Well, I mean, Disney has kind of their own like vault of official porn apparently of their franchise.
Apparently,
There's
this
a
is the
big
thing.
giant post that I had found where this guy, like, he used to be an animator for Disney, and basically any time that a movie got made, like, there was Rule 34 of it, because the animators sometimes, you know, they're working longer days, they would make like actual like Rule 34 of the movies they were working on, but since it's on company time, that's official on
That's official
like
Disney Rule
has the
34.
rights to keep that.
Disney has how what kind of world would you live in if on a long day you drew like naked version of a character you were animating for like 20 years, it felt like.
Can it be like a hot prince though, from like a
It could
princess
liter-
movie? Because if it's like the animals, I'm just gonna
It's-
feel weird.
Oh
I know
god.
it could be anybody in anything. It's just
It was
that's what I'm
it's
thinking
Zazu.
about.
It's Zazu. That's all it is. Zazu from The Lion King.
But no,
He has a giant dick in the official Disney.
The post was basically saying it's like this guy used to work for Disney, and we were having a conversation about it, and he said, hold on real fast. He went to his closet and dug out like a big giant thing of paper, and it was all just like a tiny little snippet of like the official Disney porn that they have at the company, because people did it on company time on the computer.
Goofy yucks.
That's really yuck.
Oh man, that's incredible. That is incredible.
So yeah, Disney owns official porn of their work.
Yeah, what kind of world do we live in that animators don't have the rights to the Rule 34 because it was on Disney's company time? What a time to be alive. Anyway, babe. Yeah, go ahead.
Rule 34. Nintendo actually owns the official Mario porn movie.
Yes!
They bought it so that
I know that story too.
You can actually find it legally.
Yeah, they
Nintendo
bought the...
will be selling it on their store.
Yes.
It's gonna be on
Shortly.
It's gonna be on the eShop. There you go.
For adults only.
Oh man.
So okay, you wanted to surrender about her fan Detective Pikachu?
So back to Detective Pikachu. Speaking of Nintendo, so back to Detective Pikachu. What did you think of the trailer?
I remember when you first pitched this to me, so you're like, by the way, there's a trailer out for Detective Pikachu, and Ryan Reynolds is Pikachu.
Yeah.
And so, like, when I heard it, my only thought was like, wow, Pikachu sounds a lot like Deadpool. So now I'm waiting for a Pikachu to be dressed as Deadpool.
Oh, that's out there.
Peekaboo?
There's already fan art of that.
Peekaboo is...
No, I mean, like, I want an actual, like, rendering, like, the way they did it in the movie.
I was gonna say, I'm sure somebody out there is gonna...
My favorite post that's been going around since Detective Pikachu came out is the one with the giant Pikachu mascot with the Deadpool popping out. It's like, man, Detective Pikachu looks lit, dude.
The game art is really cute.
The game art is actually really cute.
Yeah, I haven't played the game, though, but I heard it's cute.
I hear it, yeah.
Like, either that or Ryan Reynolds dressed as Pikachu.
Oh my
I'm
god.
sure that's gonna be out there.
Wow, this live action's gonna look great.
I just want to see Ryan Reynolds in that hat that Detective Pikachu wears.
Oh yeah, the
That'd be
detective
cute.
hat. Yes.
That'd be great.
That'd be cute.
I'd say the whole...
I'm
So
excited.
now that you saw the trailer... Like,
I'm excited to see which Pokemon they actually put in the movie, because we saw, like, Bulbasaur.
Squirtle,
We've seen Squirtle. We saw
Charizard.
Charmander. Or Charizard, yeah.
yeah,
Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime's gonna be
Well,
Jigglypuff.
apparently, like the stills they made of like the Pokemon that's gonna be in the movies, like Snubbles and their Psyducks in there.
Oh, Psyduck had me so excited.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite things that's come out is the screenshot of Psyduck, and it says, "Hey, got any grapes?" You remember the grape song?
Squirtle Squatter Riot.
Yes, we need a Squirtle
There's
Squad
a
movie.
grape song?
You don't remember the grape song about the
Got
duck?
any grapes?
The duck going up to the lemonade stand and asking, "Hey, got any grapes?"
What?
We'll have to show
And
you
he waddled
later.
away until the very next day.
Babe, we'll show her later.
Okay, we're gonna have to show you. I
What
cannot
are you
believe that
talking
you do not
about?
But no,
know.
like, I was getting a little excited at the start of the trailer because there was a poster on the wall that referenced Articuno, and I was just like,
Really?
Articuno!
The fuck? No one ever pointed it out.
Yeah, it's in the very beginning, like, when he goes into his room, you see all the different posters on his wall. There's, like, Hypno and Pikachu. There's Hypno and Articuno on one of the posters.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I had to...
And I was just, like, flipping my lid, because Articuno was my favorite of the legendary, like, original three birds. And I was just like, Articuno!
That's why you joined Team
Mystic.
Yep.
Waddle, waddle, waddle.
But yeah, so...
Well, that doesn't matter
So
now.
now that you saw it, you're most excited to see what Pokemon that they throw in.
I really hope Mew shows up in there. That would be really cute.
I mean,
Watch, he's gonna show up. It's gonna be like the weirdest, grossest thing ever.
Or
No.
it'll be like in Pokemon the first movie where apparently there's supposed to be like a Ho-Oh or something.
That
in the sky.
Hosen. It's not in the first movie. It's in the very first episode of Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, very
back
first
when
episode.
Silver and Gold wasn't even announced. Yeah, he's flying in the rainbow, and then he does his Pokedex, and Pokedex goes, "There are some Pokemon that exist out there that we have no knowledge of." So yeah,
cheap plot device for the next season.
Yep, for the next
Yeah.
series of Pokemon.
Mew's just gonna show up in the sky, just flying away, and it's just like, oh, come back.
Then we can all show back up for Detective Pikachu 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Literally Electric Boogaloo.
Literally Electric Boogaloo, starring Josh Brolin. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can he be Lieutenant Surge?
Oh my god, that'd be great. No.
Can we bring Raichu in here?
Oh my god. Oh,
I was gonna say he could be, what's his name from McDonald's? Gromus?
Grimace.
Grimace.
Grumus? My name's Grumus!
My name-
Did you know?
Hey, I'm Grum. I'm not so Grum.
You know what? I couldn't remember his name. I thought it was Grumus.
Grumus.
I think you're thinking of Wallace and Gromit.
Oh, that's how
But there's no Grimace in Wallace and Gromit.
There isn't. What's the name
No,
of the
but it's
purple?
wrong.
Grimace.
Oh, Grimace, the purple guy,
Grimace,
right?
yeah.
Did you know that Grimace originally had...
Grimace, it's Grimace. Like, you're grimacing.
Well, anyway, okay, did I know what?
Did you know... Hold on.
Probably not, but what did I know what?
Things are getting heated in the Ronald McDonald.
Grimace had 4 arms originally in the original commercial.
No, I didn't know that.
Cause you want to know why he was called Grimace? Because people would grimace when he steals their milkshakes.
You know what's really sad? The Hamburglers no longer exists.
That's some bullshit.
Why doesn't he exist anymore?
Because they took him out. They took out all of freaking Ronald McDonald's friends. The only one you ever see is Ronald McDonald. You don't see...
Grimace?
Yes.
Grimace.
You don't see Hamburglar. You don't see the bird anymore either. The bird with the pigtails. You remember her?
I don't remember her name, but I know who
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah, her. She's not there anymore either.
So anyway, my opinion on Detective Pikachu...
They retcon the entire McDonald's
They're
fandom.
completely retconning the whole
Anyway,
canon.
okay, so your opinion on...
On Detective Pikachu is I didn't think I would ever be excited for it, but I am excited for it. Bring back Hamburglar and Bird with Pigtails. But yeah, it actually looks like it could be okay, and that I would have fun with it, and I want to go see it.
I do too. I want to see Snubble.
I want to see Snubble too.
Because it's cute and grumpy. And
He's
cute.
like,
And
Charmander.
I legitimately want to see... I just want to see just Ryan Reynolds. Because Ryan Reynolds is a goddamn American treasure at this point. I love him. I love him to death. In fact, have you seen the shit coming out with the PG-13 version of Deadpool 2 that's being released?
No, what?
So, the studio wanted to release a PG-13 version of Deadpool 2.
How does that work?
Wait.
I'll tell you what.
I tell you
It's
what.
the twist.
The twist, and it's incredible the way that they're doing it. Let me just confirm real quick. I just want to confirm this real quick because
Who's Fred Savage?
Don't ruin it!
I really don't know who he is.
So I'm...
That's part of the twist.
Yes, that's part of the twist. So basically, Fred, I'm going to confirm... He was the grandson in Princess Bride.
Oh, that's why I recognize him now.
So basically what they released was... it's basically going to be Deadpool telling the story of Deadpool 2 to an adult Fred Savage in a replica of the room from The Princess Bride.
Oh.
And so the poster says, it has Fred Savage and Deadpool riding on a horse and it's snowing and it says the only, and Ryan Reynolds tweeted it and he said the only F word in this movie is Fred Savage. I'm like, that's so
Rob, I don't know what the Wonder Years is. I only
good.
recognize him because I watched The Princess Bride recently.
Oh my god, yeah, it's like a...
Oh my god.
It's one of
Oh
the...
my god.
It's one of the...
Oh my god.
It's one of the best things. It's just Deadpool sitting there reading to an adult Fred Savage who's in the night clothes, in the same like bed, all the same posters and stuff.
Older.
Yeah, but it's just older Fred Savage.
Okay.
It's so good. I saw that and I was like, so basically they're like, okay, yeah, we can do a PG-13 version of it, but we're gonna totally fuck with it. It's gonna be great. I'm like, that's
gonna be in the Deadpool DVD. Deadpool 2?
No, they're releasing it in theaters for the holiday season.
Oh, how long is it gonna be?
The 12th to the 24th.
No, how long? I meant like how movie length. Like,
I don't know. We don't know because there's a lot in that movie they'd have to cut out.
I want to see it.
I kind of do too.
Although speaking of Princess Bride, we got to bring up the real fast that the guy that wrote the script for Princess Bride passed away a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, I did hear that.
Who?
The guy who wrote Princess Bride passed away.
William Goldman.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, it was in the midst of the Stan Lee stuff.
Oh, see, that's why I didn't know.
Yeah, he said it was from complications from colon cancer and pneumonia.
Ooh,
Sucks.
It's a nasty mix.
Romano says I'd watch that train wreck.
I really want to watch
It looks
that.
promising.
The fact that they're just fucking with it and they're just like, all right, listen, we're gonna get Fred Savage, we're gonna recreate the room from Princess Bride, and Deadpool's gonna tell adult Fred Savage the story of Deadpool 2 for families. It's gonna be so
For
great.
families.
Electric Boogaloo.
And Electric Boogaloo. It's gonna be pretty great, pretty awesome. But yeah. So Detective Pikachu's the thing. Speaking of Ryan Reynolds, no. So I'm actually hopeful about Detective Pikachu. I'm excited to see Detective Pikachu. Even if it's not that great of a movie, it still looks like a lot of care is being put into it.
Yeah.
So at least there is that.
I'll watch it.
I know Of course, we don't have a Switch, but I know people are going crazy over Pokemon Let's Go.
I want the Eevee one.
I hear the Eevee one is super cute and adorable. Because it's what, Pikachu and Eevee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I just know friends are playing it, and they're having fun. And a lot of cute Eevees are being
Have
made.
you seen that screenshot where if you get a Kangaskhan, Eevee or Pikachu will be in the pouch along with the baby and you're on the Kangaskhan shoulder?
It's so cute.
That's adorable. That's
Someone
so
was
good.
like, never mind, this game is good.
10 out of 10. Best game ever.
It's so cute.
I want to ride on a Kangaskhan.
I have a tuna melt. This is what Robert said.
Ew.
My favorite thing was somebody said, so I'm too poor to get Pokemon Let's Go, and it's just the 2 Joy-Cons between his phone with Pokemon Go on it. I'm like, that's actually really fucking funny.
I mean, it's basically what it is just on a console instead of...
Yeah, they
on
took
It's on the Switch.
They took the mechanics of Go and put it in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
That's actually pretty good. I mean, they finally did a standalone Pikachu game that wasn't garbage, like Hey You Pikachu.
Hey, what about Pokemon Yellow? Pikachu's in there.
Well, I mean, like, one that's kind of like in that vein.
Oh,
That's not attached to the actual...
You know what, Hey
Yeah.
Pikachu...
Because the thing is that
games.
Pokemon Yellow is not a spin-off. That's a direct game in the OG games.
But regardless, Hey Pikachu was good. It just was bad when Pikachu didn't.
The
listen to
controls were bad.
The
let's be
microphone
real.
was
The
atrocious.
microphone was bullshit.
you. I just said that.
Yellow.
I just said that.
The OG, I mean, because that's mainstay games, but like spin-off games, like it's the first, it's all offended and confused. I may have worded it poorly, but what I meant was
I like Pokemon Yellow.
the like side games, not like the mainstay. Because I mean, Pokemon Yellow was Pikachu. That's why everyone wanted Pokemon Yellow because you gotta fuck Pikachu.
And you could go to all the starters in one go.
And also,
Yeah, that's...
Pikachu follows you. It's pretty great.
They did that mechanic in Silver, Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Oh, yeah.
Kill Grind for being dumb.
So I'm dead. You're dead next.
Man, now you gotta do the podcast all on your
You're the
own.
one
Have
left.
fun entertaining
Last
people.
man standing. Prepare for a lot of dead air.
Ooh, damn. Just looking at the chat like, okay, someone's gotta say something next.
Just kind of stare at the camera and be like,
So hi.
hello.
It's me.
Creepy.
Oh, boy. So Greg and May are dead. Robot killed them.
You know, when you're dead, it's technically just being fired permanently from life.
Oh my god.
I just thought of that.
Speaking of firing.
Oh. Oh.
How's that news about Final Fantasy 15?
Oh. Speaking of life getting cut short, let's talk about Final Fantasy 15 for a moment. Oh my fucking god.
That was a dark thought. I know, that was really dark.
That threw me the fuck off because I was
That was
ready to transition into the Final Fantasy
That was
15 stuff.
dark
That is
so real.
That
It
is really dark. I just
did.
thought about that.
I was not ready. That was a genuine, like, what the fuck, man? I love black comedy, but what the fuck, man? Oh my god.
There's
like
some
I said,
humor that's just too dark.
that I was not ready for that. Oh my
Rob's
god.
emojis.
Oh my fucking god. To the other
That's it. That's the end of the podcast.
Yeah, to the 5 viewers watching this on Twitch right now, we apologize. Cut the feed! Cut the feed! We're out! We're done! Oh my god, they went too far! Yeah, I legitimately just like... My brain shut off after that. I was just like, what the fuck are we supposed to talk about now? Final Fantasy 15?
You know, I wasn't even trying to transition. I just thought of that.
You just thought of it right there? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, here we are.
If we ever did a best of hardest reset 2018, that has to go on there. That's just holy fuck. I was not ready for this. Anyway, so speaking of lives being cut short, let's talk about Final Fantasy 15.
That's short.
May has issues.
I know.
So Final Fantasy 15 is dead. It's done. Cut it off, boys. We can't talk about it
You know,
anymore.
I find it funny that it's technically dead because in Japan right now, like a bunch of cafes are having collabs and they have more 15 merch coming out.
Well, I mean, the game content might be done.
So,
I know, it's just ironic to me that now that 15 is technically dead, there's still stuff coming out.
So here's the thing. Let me explain what's going on first. So they recently had, it was supposed to be like this live stream.
The special announcement stream.
Special announcement stream. Just supposed to talk about like stuff. People are thinking, oh, we're gonna get more info on the DLC because they had announced more DLC for some fucking reason.
3 more DLCs.
I don't know
3 or 4.
why, but that...
Because why not?
Whatever.
Money.
Whatever, money, yeah. So, special announcement stream shows up, and we're canceling all DLC except for Episode Arden, right? Yes. Canceling all other DLCs because the director of the game has left Square Enix.
He quit.
He basically, the explanation, we had to dig a little bit, but the explanation was he quit to start his own company.
Yep. And Square Enix felt that without him, they could not continue it, so they said, scrap it.
So...
Which is weird.
My first question is this. Why announce all these DLCs at once? Why not kind of be like, confirm Episode Arden, and then be like, we have other DLCs, but Episode Arden is the next one?
I'm guessing because this is probably like...
Was it related to that survey that they did like a year and a half ago?
Yeah, like Arden was one of the options on there, like what you wanted to see.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, whatever his name is, Tabata, is that his name?
I think so.
I don't remember his name.
Tabata.
Yeah. This probably isn't like, he probably didn't announce this back when these DLCs were being planned.
Yeah.
He probably announced it later on down the road, and they didn't find any other way to announce it other than like, oh, let's have a special stream. We're gonna plan all this news out, and we're only just gonna leave Arden because I guess that was like one of the top choices they wanted.
I think that was the one that won, if I remember.
Yeah,
that was the one that won the poll for.
And then because everyone wanted to know about Arden, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna scrap everything else that we planned because he's gone.
If I remember correctly, there was gonna be Episode Arden. There was gonna be an episode with Luna Freya.
Luna and Noctis together,
and then there was gonna be the Arnea DLC. Arnea,
yep. And then they're like, nope, scrap it.
Which I will definitely say, out of all those, the one that actually appeals to me the most is actually Arnea, because I mean, you can kind of glean. I mean, I know Arden's great. Darren Nepal's fucking madman. I love him, but I want to see Arnea, especially because we got a little bit of Arnea in episode Prompto, but
nope, that's it.
It's done. They're saying there's no more.
After Arden comes out, that's it. They're done. I mean, they'll probably do some, like maybe some bug updates, if any, especially for the PC version.
Yeah.
Comrades.
Was
that the other thing?
That's going to be
Comrades its own thing.
Now. So now you can just get. But
I was going off of the whole bug thing. I was like, Comrades.
You just didn't like Comrades.
No. When it first launched, it was so bad. Right. It glitched so hard.
Yeah, but they're making that a separate content thing, and apparently, like, if you bought it, like, you had it on the multiplayer thing. Speaking of that. Speaking of Comrades, like, if you had it on the thing, they would update it to where you could just get it for free or something if you had it, like, in the expansion. Otherwise, it's its own standalone game now.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I was excited to play it because I wanted to be friends with NPCs and fight with them, and they cook for me, but I never played it. Yeah. But otherwise...
Robin asked about the Final Fantasy VII remake. They said that they're not going to... Like, it's in development, but they're not going to talk... Well, they're not... the director straight up said, I'm not talking about it until after Kingdom Hearts 3 is out.
Yeah.
It's what they did. It's what they did with Kingdom Hearts 3 when they were finishing up 15.
That's the thing. That was always their plan. They said they would not do anything with 7 until 3 came out.
Yeah.
That was always the thing. They were always upfront about that. They said we're not going to focus on 7 till 3 is done. I mean, and now once 3 is
coming, they have a team working on it.
Yeah.
They're just not announcing things because the primary focus is
3.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
And then that's what I hear. Remaster. Yeah, it's supposed to be episodic. That's why a lot of people are like not happy with it apparently because they're changing the battle system. It's supposed to be episodic, etc., etc. All these things.
It would make sense if each episode was just each disc.
Yeah.
Which honestly, like, if they changed the battle system, as someone who'd never played the original game and like went back and tried to play it, the original battle system for me was just like, it's so boring. I'm sitting here waiting to attack, and I'm just I just want to attack.
I can agree, yeah, because I've played both the original and I've played the new ones. I do agree, in a sense, it is kind of slow, especially if you have to, like, because I played 8 recently.
Especially in the beginning.
Yeah, I played 8 recently, and I forgot how slow it is. Like, until you get progress later on in the game, and you cast haste on yourself, it goes faster. I can understand why it's slow. Well, but yeah, I mean, I like it, but however they do the battle system, I'm fine with, because I'm used to all forms.
I honestly think there's the whole nostalgia goggles. People want to play the game the way that they remember playing it.
Exactly.
But I'm willing to bet that if you were to sit some, like, because people were playing anywhere from like a little kid to like early teens.
Yeah.
If you were to sit someone in that age range down with Final Fantasy VII the way it is now, they would hate it. They'd be like, "This is boring. This is it's taking too long."
Oh, there's no voice.
There's no voice acting.
Yeah, the graphics are bad. There's no talking. I have to read. Why do I have to read?
Which basically, like, that's why they're updating it, because they're updating. I mean, yes,
they're getting with the times.
They're getting with the times, but they're also paying homage, and it's not a remaster. It's a remake. They straight up said, "This is not us remastering the game. We're completely remaking the game." If you want
to remaster, just go buy it on Steam or even on PSN, because they put it on there. All the graphics are shit.
And if you want to play it the way you remembered, go hook up your original console for it, and
or buy it on PSN or buy it on PC.
You can make that argument. You know, people are still gonna say like, "No, I want a remastered version I want everything to stay the same, but I want it in PS4 graphics." Blah blah blah. I want this.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
Exactly. Yeah. So the thing is, when 7 comes out, there's gonna be people that are pissed. They're not gonna like it.
Like eventually, like I think it was after some holiday. I think I went in and got the PS4 port for 7.
Right.
And that was where I started playing it. And I'm just like, this is so boring.
It is.
Oh my god.
It is, but the story actually... Okay, so just
the story is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with the story. It's just the way that you're fighting. I'm just sitting here like, I'm so used to 10 and 12.
Yeah, I know. It's not different. Oh, yeah, 12 especially, like... The thing is, like, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 10-2, their battle systems are pretty much the same. So if you like the battle system,
it's like a little more refined game, but they're more or less the same.
If you like it from like 10, then you should like it from 7. But there are cases, like you said, it was boring, which I do agree. It can get.
It's really a more rudimentary.
I was gonna say, for me, like 10, like mostly like it's kind of sort of paused in a way to let you figure out what to do. It's not like you're running on a timer per se, like 7 is.
Well, 7
where you're like queuing up your attacks.
Well, yeah, but like I know once 12 hit, they completely did away with the thing, and they went to ATB, which is active time battle, which is something completely different. I know a lot of people, I think they liked it, but there were some that didn't like it. They're like, and then 13, that completely changed.
Paradigms.
Yeah, that completely changed. People hated that. 14 is, it's an MMO, so it's its own special thing. I will say the worst one is 2.
Ooh.
Did not like the battle system 2, because to level up anything, you had to get hit on that certain stat. I hated it. Like, if you wanted your HP to go up, you had to get hit. And I'm like...
So it's Fallout 76. You can't do damage unless you get hit.
Exactly.
There you go. Except this one.
Rob is saying Soul Calibur 6 is good because Ivy's in it, and she has, like, there's art.
Final
Fantasy 2. I will say, though, American 2... 2 with Furion. Japan 2. Japan 2, yeah. Because that's right.
2 is 4 in America, and then 3 is 6 in America,
That was,
oh my god.
That was weird.
And then after 3, they went to 7, and they're like, where's 4, 5, and 6?
They eventually went back and redid it.
And they did,
They went back and redid the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that, I just didn't like that when I played it. Didn't like it. 1 was nice. But... Anyway, so 7, they're working on it, but they said they won't do anything until Kingdom Hearts 3 is out because that's what they promised, and that's what they're working on.
But, so, actually, tying back to why, talking about Final Fantasy fan reactions to stuff, tying back to the Final Fantasy 15 stuff, there was a reaction to the shit with Final Fantasy 15 stuff getting canceled. There were people who were sad and upset. Like,
people were angry. Like,
my whole thing, I'll give, because my shitty, stupid thing on the internet totally matters. But my thought was, I'd already moved on at that point.
Yeah.
I admittedly still have not played episode 8.
Neither have I. Yeah.
I talked about it in the past, whether it's on camera or off camera, I don't remember. But my issue was it took too long to really start getting the DLCs. I really wasn't a fan of episode Gladio. Then episode Prompto came out. I'm like, okay, see, this is more of the DLC I was expecting. Then there was the long period of time between episode Prompto and episode Ignis, and by that point, I moved on to other games. Mm-hmm. And it's the challenge with single-player games. You got to keep the game relevant as quickly to release as possible. Yeah. If you're going to be releasing single-player DLC, that's why, generally, from what I've seen, games like The Last of Us, within the first year, Left Behind was already released. Mm-hmm. BioShock, all their single player DLCs were released within a year. Asterisk, because the Bioshock Infinite DLC did take some more time.
Yeah, but that ended up being
that was
really
a
good.
lot more involved and was like worth a wait.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where because I had moved on, I still haven't played episode Ignis.
Yeah, neither have I.
And it's the thing is that when they had announced they were doing even more DLC, I kind of like, wait, what? Okay. That's and then Mira, you were talking about comrades. I'm like, wait, that was a thing? It's like that was me being completely, like I said, I had completely moved on. And not saying that I'm the only kind of gamer out there, but I'm certain there are quite a lot of people like me who play the game. I love the game. I love the game. 15 is up there. It's one of my favorite Final Fantasies. It's fantastically done. The story was great. I know people bitched and complained about it, but I will go to bat for that game. I think the second half of the game makes sense for the way the story goes. I know people complained about the cut content, but unfortunately with a game that's in development hell for 10 years, cut content is going to happen. You're going to see what could have been. You'll be like, oh, that would have been great. But then I'm willing to bet that in practice, if that was in the game, they would have complained about it because it just wouldn't have worked. You just gotta kind of have faith that it's going to work. And a game to be that good, that was in that long of a development hell, that's almost non-existent.
Yeah.
Because games stuck in development hell usually are very disappointing on a mass scale. I mean, look at games like Duke Nukem.
I was going to mention Duke Nukem because I remember seeing a picture where a dude had pre-ordered that back
in
when
1999.
he had the receipt still for that. That was crazy. But yeah, I mean, like 15. You remember how long I waited for that game?
Yeah.
Like, every time I always talk about
had faith that you're like Versus is going to come out. And I'm like, they're going to cancel it.
It's going to come. Like I kept saying that, and then eventually I got it, and I loved that game. But even even after when I played episode Prompto and I was all hyped and I was waiting for episode Ignis, I had the pass. I got it. It's downloaded on my PS4. I never touched it. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get to it later. Whatever. I never did, and I've since moved on. Yeah. Of course, now I have to go back because they're doing that collab with 14. So now I have to play it because I want to get the outfits for the boys. But then after that, I'll probably be like, oh, okay, and then I'll just go back to it.
It was just one of those things where like I was shocked when they'd even made the announcement that we're doing 3 more DLCs, and I'm just like, but I'm certain a lot of people have moved on, and it's like that. The thing is, that doesn't mean the game sucks if people have moved on. It's just that's the fact of single player games now. Unless your game on launch has a multiplayer component, like your games, like your Battlefields or Call of Duties, or even games like Red Dead Redemption 2, which they're some point this month they're going to be rolling out the beta for Red Dead Online. But it's like these games that have these single player storytelling, but then have like an online component to it, they're able. I mean, GTA 5 lasted for years. They're still updating GTA 5.
They're still going.
There's still a fuckload of people playing it.
Remember when the other day you were playing it? I'm like, is this still going on?
Yeah, they still had a bunch of fucking updates to it, and they kept it was fresh content.
They're still doing it, right?
Yeah, well, I'm assuming they're going to start phasing it out and stuff like that.
Heck yes!
It says he's got raspberry cheesecake gelato.
Me too. Oh, we should get cheesecake later.
That'd be great. No, but it's one of those things where like unless it comes with an online mode, single player games have a limited span that they're. I don't want to say relevant. They have a limited span that people pay attention because
attention span.
Well, it's people like us. We've got jobs. We play the game. We love the game, and they're like, okay, cool. We can move on to the next game. Hey, remember GTA 5 was going to get single player DLC?
It was.
There was when it first came out. They were going to say there was going to be single player DLC, and there was never any single player DLC. But they did do the heists, which were just. I can see why they scrapped all that. I would like to know what they were going to do with the GTA 5 single player DLC because of the way that ending was branched out. Because the game's ages old, but for the one person that hasn't played GTA 5 and doesn't want spoilers, you could choose to either kill Trevor, kill Michael, or kill none of them. Then GTA 5 or GTA Online was a cash cow. GTA 5 or GTA Online made them so much fucking money.
Wait, GTA in general is just a cash cow.
Oh yeah.
Well, there was a lot of people like me that like I wasn't huge into GTA. I played a little of 3 when I could as a kid. I never knew because I grew up in a Christian household at a Christian school. Nobody had GTA.
I played the one where at the beginning you steal a bike.
There's 3?
Thanks. And then I got hit by a car.
Ooh, rip.
It's not that hard, honestly.
GTA was a serious cash cow, or is a serious cash cow. Yeah. You know, it's like
I don't like GTA.
Rob, you don't like anything except Soul Calibur and Fallout.
Yeah, unless it's Soul Calibur or Fallout, he doesn't like it. But yeah,
I drove around in it, or I drive around in it.
But anywho.
But yeah, so it's like they got a lot of people to come in and play.
But Robert, there's hookers in GTA.
That is very true. But yeah, it was one of those things where, you know, the games like that, they have an online component to it, keeps it relevant. Games like 15 JRPGs, there's a limited, there's an attention span, there's a retention rate. You know, you get them. Robots yelling. Soul Calibur is a great weaponized based fighting game.
I killed the hooker.
I killed the hooker.
But yeah,
that's what you're supposed to do.
There's a limited span in single player games.
There is.
Even I'll admit that, and I've played many single player games in my lifetime. It really is.
It would be like if Persona 5 now, or Alice announced right now, hey, we're doing single player DLC for Persona 5.
That would throw me off, because
I'd be like, what? Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, why would you need to?
It's like, I thought this was a single player
I thought this was it. You added DLC to give us costumes.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those things where, I was baffled that they were even doing DLC. Even more DLC. New Vegas' best single player game. There you go. That was actually the Fallout game that made me go, oh, maybe Fallout games can be fun. Was New Vegas. New Vegas.
That, yeah.
I remember playing them all. Why didn't I play this first? New Vegas was so good. But it was one of those things where I was shocked, and then seeing the vitriolic reaction and the other reaction of people blaming Final Fantasy 14 for the fact 15 was going down. That is, you know, I tried to be considerate of people's opinions. I know you wouldn't believe that, knowing me.
I don't believe it.
Wow, damn.
She's just like, I still don't.
No, I'm trying to get better at understanding.
You know, I'm shitting. I'm shitting
on you. Yeah,
I'm shitting on your.
Shit all over Persona 5 best dating sim. It is though. I agree. You can't date.
14 did not cause 15 to die.
14 is okay. 14 is the reason 15 even happened, because I think you remember a few years ago when they, or was it like 7-8 years ago, whenever 14 first came out,
that was failure.
Nearly sunk Square Enix.
Yep. And then they got Yoshi P, and he basically revitalized it all, and he's hailed as the savior of 14.
He is the savior of JRPGs and MMOs.
Oh, so speaking of Yoshi P real quick, so they did an interview with him at FanFest this week, over the weekend, right? Basically saying he has plans to make up to a patch 6.0, and he has no plans anytime soon to quit being the director of 14.
He
has lots of plans in the future.
That's really cool.
And we're going to get more news when they have the FanFest in Japan and Paris next year.
That's cool. Yeah, we'll get to the stuff that they announced at FanFest in Vegas after this. But yeah, people blaming 14. No.
And because they even
they're
said...
two different
and also,
departments.
They even said that if 15 had flopped, they said they weren't going to do any more Final Fantasies after that. They said that if this does not do well, that's it, we're done. Yeah. But 15 managed to sell well. It basically it was a cash cow to them.
A fuckload of people played that game.
Yeah. It made
money.
Breaking sales. When it first came out, oh yeah.
Because people have been waiting 10 years for another one.
Yeah. And it was good. Mm-hmm. I loved it. And people are saying 14's racing. And I'm just like, they're two different departments. You have the team doing 14 and the team doing 15.
I think the only targeted 14 is because 15's doing collab with 14. That's the only reason why.
It's the old kiss of death. You collab with an MMO, your single player game is gonna get murdered. It's dead. It's gone. It's done. Yep. Dunskies. But no, Dunskies, yeah. No, I remember seeing that, and I was laying in bed because she was on the computer. I was just laying in bed checking my phone, and I'm seeing people complaining about it. I'm just like, what? Or people addressing the people complaining about, well, what the fuck? Are you serious? People are stupid. Mira, what do you think about all this? We haven't defected to you in a little bit. What do you think of all this?
People are stupid.
Damn.
That's pretty much
straight.
Lesson of the story.
People are fucking idiots.
I mean, you can't blame it because, I mean, like I said, like you said, 14 and 15 are two different things. 15 has done well enough, and 14 is still doing. Hell, they could say 11 probably could have caused it. 11 is still going?
Yeah.
After all this time, 11 is still, I could not believe it. I looked at it the other day. 11 is still going.
That's insane.
And it's been, like, out for, I don't know how many years. It's ridiculous. But it's good, because I know there's lots of people that love 11. But you can't say 15's failing because of 14. That's totally two different games.
It's not even that it failed. It's just the DLC got canceled because the director left.
That's hindering on
shit happens. Yeah.
Yeah, the director wanted to leave.
If anything, good on Square Enix for saying we're not gonna.
At least they were honest about it. They could
have just canceled it and not given an explanation.
Yeah, and people would be wondering, where's the DLC? Where's the DLC? They could have pulled a Sega for Phantasy Star Online too.
Ooh, yeah, I remember we were talking about that.
Yep.
I feel like that whole saga deserves a video in and of itself. Just the whole Phantasy Star Online 2 thing and Sega kind of like.
Yeah. Well.
What makes me laugh about that whole Phantasy Star Online 2? They're willing to fuck over fans of Phantasy Star Online, but they're willing to put out not one shitty Sonic game, but two shitty Sonic games within that span of time.
Oh yeah, because Sonic gives them the money, but they don't give a shit too.
Well, I mean, all Sonic games are garbage.
But they don't give a shit about Phantasy Star Online. The original Sonics are good. I like them.
I love Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Always played Knuckles because you can fly.
I love the Sonic.
Tails can fly too.
No, I'm saying in Sonic and Knuckles.
I was like, don't be dissing my boy
Tails can fly too, but in Sonic and Knuckles, it's just
yeah. You're trying to tell it's fine.
Fantasy Star Online 2 is coming in 2012.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine.
It's 2018. It's almost 2019.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. That's what they keep saying.
It's on the way.
It's on the way.
It's coming in 2012, boys. It's all good.
Have patience.
Dude, all we need to do is get into our time machine. Any second now. Get into our time machines, and we'll go.
Let me just make sure my laptop's ready to play it, you know? Got the best specs and graphics.
Oh, man. That's
we don't need laptops for time travel. We have a microwave.
Oh, that is
no, I meant to play Phantasy Star. You know when it comes? My laptop's ready.
No, he was talking time travel. I was
and then I was
she said I need to get my laptop ready for the game.
So, you know, when the game's coming, I can have my laptop. Anywho, speaking of MMOs.
Let's talk 14. They announced a new expansion. Holy fucking shit. First of all,
this is the moment where
Shadowbringer.
And Fancred was in there, and he is a blessing.
First of all, before we even get into the excitement that is Taliesin Jaffe, I know he's not even in the game anymore, but he was Fancred at one point.
He was in patch 2.0, A Realm Reborn. He was there.
First of all, Shadowbringer. Coolest fucking name for an expansion ever. When I saw that the DLC was called Shadowbringer, I'm like, I love the name of their expansions.
I thought Stormblood was pretty cool.
Are you sure Taliesin Jaffe didn't have a hand?
I know, right? Hey, I'm not in this game anymore, but
you should name it Shadowbringer.
No,
because the first...
King of Goth himself.
Yeah, right. Because A Realm Reborn was a cool introduction back in the game.
And
then Heavensward, that's a cool fucking name.
I found out why they call it Heavensward.
Really?
Yes. Do you want to tell you why, or you want to...
Go for it.
Okay, so there is a elite guard in Ishgard called the Heavensward.
That's cool.
So they dropped it. I don't know why Stormblood, but...
And then the next expansion, Stormblood. That's a great fucking name. And then they just grand slam it with Shadowbringer.
Have you seen the trailer?
I finally saw the trailer.
Okay, I have a feeling they're calling it that because now apparently you have to embrace the darkness. Did you watch that part where he says, now you can no longer be the warrior of light because he's trying to take down the big bad, so now you have to become the warrior of darkness, something, and that's probably why they're calling it Shadowbringer, because you're going to be, you were this renowned warrior of light, but now you're the warrior of darkness.
I'm so glad it's coming out next summer because I got time to find it.
Like I said, if I can get to Heavensward in 2 months, bro, you can get to it.
I am so...
We have time.
I say, Shadowbringer looks super cool.
I wonder when
the Blue Mage looks pretty fucking cool.
Oh my god, people are so divided on that class.
You said people are divided. I want to get to that.
They are just so divided.
Yeah, so people are wondering, I'm sure someone's going to be wondering, how do we know about all this stuff and all this crazy shit going on? And it's because FanFest was in Vegas this weekend.
Yep.
We had people on the scene, actually. Kaden, Chrissy, and Suya went with... Was it just Saber they went with? Or?
Yeah, but they met some other people while they were there, too, that they knew.
Nice!
But it was it was Kanan, Chrissy, Suya, and Saber.
That's cool.
They all went together.
That was badass. Yes. And then all those announcements came out, and
And
that expansion looks sick.
There was a concert and Yoshi P sang some lyrics.
Oh, that is badass, man.
Are you alive? You are.
Social anxiety.
Social anxiety says, "Oh me, oh my, you're alive."
That is quite the name.
That is
Shout out
to social anxiety,
which we all have.
Which we all have.
But yeah, so there was a concert they had. I think it was yesterday or Friday, and Yoshi P came out in a kimono and busted out some lyrics for a song.
Fuck yes!
I don't know what song it was, but he came out there.
Spit some rhymes.
But yeah,
dude.
so yeah, they did a bunch of announcements. Like there's
so
Gunblade. There's gonna be a new race. The Blue Mage. People are divided on that.
I want to hear why people are divided on that. Why do people?
Because the class, like, I don't know if you saw that, but apparently, like, in the trailer, like, it's supposed to be limited,
right,
and whatnot. I don't know what they mean by limited.
What exactly is a blue mage?
Like, so it's okay. A blue mage is. Have you ever played 8?
Well, I mean, like, there's white mages, there's whatever other color.
Yeah,
mages,
okay. So have you played 8 at all?
No.
Okay, so there's a character named
Which, first of all, good on you for not playing 8.
Hey, it's not that.
The opportunity never came.
Social anxiety says, "I'm always here for you."
Thank you, social
anxiety.
Thank
you, social anxiety.
A mage blue. There
you go. You got it. Just like Battlefield 5 is the 5th in the Battlefield series, but it's the 13th game. There you go.
So, a blue mage, like, in 8, there's a character named Quitus? I don't know. But she basically, she can take skills from monsters. That's what a blue mage does. He uses...
So it's a thief, basically.
Yeah, like, if you watch the trailer, he has a pimp cane. And
that's so cool!
So basically, he or she, you can be any gender, takes the skills of the monsters and you use it against other monsters. So you're stealing shit. So you're basically being a phantom thief.
Yes.
So that's what, but people are... Quidditch, yes. But people are complaining because it's not, apparently you can't go endgame with this class. It's limited. You're capped at level 50. And you can only do certain things. But we don't know what's going to be like because...
Arcane Trickster Mage.
Basically,
but we don't know how it's going to be because they're introduced in patch 4.5, but we don't know how the extent is of it. They've only showed a limited trailer of the class. They didn't show anything else.
We'll get more information at the other class.
Well, 4.5 is coming soon eventually.
Right.
You know, they're going to bring it out. But just that's why people are so divided. Like, Blue Mage, you can only go up to level 50. You can't do endgame. One thing I'm most excited... Okay, 2 things I'm most excited for this... for the new...
I'm excited because I saw you losing your shit when Chrissy mentioned a detail about Stormbringer that could potentially be happening.
So, there's a trust system with the NPCs. They're trying to figure out which NPCs you can summon. But apparently what you can do is if you want to solo yourself even more, you summon an NPC and they can help you throughout the story quest. And I guess a lot of people were asking for Emmerich, but the Yoshi P was like, we're going to take it into consideration. You know, that's what the fancy talk would say, we'll think about it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll take it into...
Take it into consideration.
What sounds polarizing? We're talking about video games.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
We're talking Final Fantasy 14.
We are talking Final Fantasy 14, all the news that came out.
So apparently Emmerich was like one of the highly requested in the audience, so he said we'll try to put it in. We'll think about it.
We'll consider it.
We'll consider it. Yeah, that's what they say in fancy talk.
Yeah.
So they're gonna do that to make it a little bit easier.
Have you lose your shit? You're like, please.
Yeah, that's what
please, Square Enix, please do this.
Please, Yoshi P.
I'm gonna pray to base Yoshi P.
Please.
You just sit in front of your little shrine picture of him and just be like, please.
You're gonna pray every day.
Yes. If not him,
if
not him, at least put in Sancred or even Estinine because I love those characters so much. Like,
Sancred's pretty good.
Please at least add Thancred's character.
Yes,
that's Talison's character in A Realm Reborn.
Don't even put Thancred in there. Just put Taliesin himself.
just reskin Thancred.
I don't know what Taliesin looks like. How am I gonna know?
We'll bring up a picture.
Okay. If you see a weird goth-looking dude with multicolored hair, that's Taliesin Jaffe. There's no mistaking Taliesin Jaffe.
But
we'll pull up a video Critical Role later.
When you're trying to do a Final Fantasy, what's it about? It's a game where you go
starting on the first game.
It's a game where you go to the Final Fantasy. And then the next update is they're gonna go back and revisit Ishgard.
Ooh,
that's like the main, which is the main plot, the main world or main city you're going into in Heaven's Ward, and that's where Emmerich is. That's why I like it so much.
I know that we're on that 14. I know that there's a lot of talks of Ishgard.
Yeah, because Ishgard is like really quick summary. So Ishgard it's like Japan back in the days where they were like isolated.
I thought you were gonna say back in the 80s. Like,
no. Japan back in the days, they were isolated from the entire world. They didn't want anybody to. That's what Ishgard is in this game.
Oh.
They're like feudal Japan.
Yeah,
basically.
they're closed off. They don't want anyone to come in their borders or interact with them. It goes 1, then 2, and 3 with 3.
But 2 as in 4, then 3, but 3 as in
6.
Yes,
yes. And then 7. Which is 7.
But that's just some of the stuff I'm excited for. But mainly the fact that Shadowbringer is going to come early summer next year.
That's going to be
cool.
So
I just want to know when pre-orders go up.
Oh, dude.
I will buy it.
We're going to pre-order it?
This will be the first time I've ever pre-ordered an MMO expansion.
That's going to be so cool.
Oh, wait, do you guys know what my old username used to be?
I do not remember.
Nope. I do not diddle kids.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, May with the fucking...
I do not diddle kids. I do not diddle kids.
Oh my fucking
Do we have a transition for this?
No. I just wanted to sing that. Because Danny DeVito is Jim.
I mean, that would have been a great transition into Detective Pikachu.
Speaking of not diddling kids, what about Red Dead 2?
What?
Because
I can't... No.
Wasn't there a character in the first game, though? That was what he was for?
Yes, Rob, that's what I do.
No, May can't afford to be a pedophile.
That's right. I can't like Todoroki like that.
No,
but
Wait,
yeah.
what May diddles kids?
Yeah, so I don't know what you're excited for, Greg. I've just been talking about 14 because that's like my last right now.
Literally, because like, when I haven't been stuck on Red Dead, which we're going to get to Red Dead, but there's other things that we all watched that we love. When I have been playing 14, I've been having a fucking blast playing with you guys, and I'm just excited. Like, there's not one thing I'm excited for. I'm just excited for new shit.
Yeah, same here.
And the fact that I'm finally in on 14, and I'm playing with all you guys, and I'm finally fully getting into an MMO.
I know.
I'm already thinking about what my next class is going to be and stuff like that. And it's one of those things where it's like I'm just excited for more content. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good.
No, you Senpai noticed me 15.
Oh, Senpai noticed me.
Look, I want May to be something I related to on a spiritual level.
That's all of us.
May is a broke ass kid.
I am. That's my new title.
Oh my god.
That's just gonna be your
unfortunately
your
that
new
cannot
handle.
Unfortunately that cannot be your title on 14. You cannot have
Damn
that.
it. I was gonna go ask Yoshi P.
I mean,
personally.
she can censor.
Ask Yoshi P.
I was gonna go email him. Yoshi P.
Yo, Yoshi P. Can you make my title broke ass kid? Don't ever. I cannot condone this.
Cut the feed. Cut the feed.
Cut the feed. We're done. Oh my.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah, right?
But yeah,
hang in there, baby.
But yeah, and FanFest looked cool. I saw pictures of cosplay.
Oh, dude.
Oh, so this one guy, like, apparently he broke his prop on a stage, but he got first place in the cosplay contest.
Nice.
It was really cool. Like, he, like, went
cosplaying?
one of the characters from 14, one of the NPCs, I think his name is Magai. He's one of those dragon peeps in 14.
Ooh.
And, like, he made, like, the web, and it was like this...
games with Rob. Feels bad, man.
He made this big old giant hammer because the character has a giant hammer and it lights up. But I guess, I don't know what the details was, but he went on stage because he was like in character and he went to pick up his hammer and it broke. Like, cracked. But he said like, oh, it's a quick fix. I was reading on Reddit that it was like 75 cents.
A 75-cent fix for that.
So he's like, yeah, nothing big. But he got first place. It was great. And then
so
Melinda
cool.
Chan got third place
Melinda Chan got third place.
her Barden, who's her Suzaku bow. So
her 14 cosplays looks.
And then a Kefka cosplayer got second place.
Nice,
6.
dude.
So I thought that was cool.
That's cool. That's badass.
I was gonna say, never played 6, but I know who that is.
Oh, yeah. He's like,
wild.
it's like if you never played 9, but Kuja's like the main.
Kuja is one of my favorite Final Fantasy villains.
I love Kuja. He's so feminine.
Final Fantasy 9 is my favorite of the PS1 games, but also has the most bullshit fucking minigame ever, and that is pleasing the crowd at the beginning of the game.
Well, the Queen is even more bullshit, okay, bro?
The Queen is
because you can't
bullshit.
please her ever.
Greg hates me because of all the memes. No, I welcome those
I will
memes.
say though that minigame has a good song to it.
That's a great song. So at least
that's a good thing.
Well, at least when you do it for the 100th time, it's like
good music,
97 people rang their approval. You're just like,
yeah.
Fuck those 3 people.
You know what? Fuck you, Queen Braun. But anyway, so speaking of kids.
Speaking of kids, were there kids in Castlevania? I don't know if this is a good
Probably, but then they died.
There were dead children in Castlevania.
I mean, Alucard used to be a kid.
Alucard used to be a kid. Hector was a little kid who got abused.
Everyone was a kid at one point in time.
Everyone was a kid.
Isaac was a kid.
Yeah. So we've all watched Castlevania.
Finally.
finally we've watched.
What do you mean finally?
Finally we finished.
I was gonna say I beat y'all on Halloween.
We finally finished Castlevania. I am just gonna make the call now that
When's season 3 coming?
no spoilers. I will not give any spoilers. But shit was lit, fam. It was so good. I'm with you. Episode 7 was the best.
That's my favorite episode. I think that's my favorite episode of the entire season 2.
Although I will say this because we were talking Final Fantasy 15 earlier. Shout out to Adam Croasdale for being a racist.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't want to give the context of the scene. But in the final,
I was just like, oh my god, it's Ignis.
In the final episode, Adam Croasdale, who voices Ignis. He's in the final episode of Castlevania as a really, really fucking racist character.
On a horse.
Racist on a horse. That is his character.
Yeah, a racist dude on a horse.
Credited as racist on a horse.
Yeah. But that series...
I've come up with a new recipe.
It's called hating African Americans.
It's called racism.
It's called racism, yeah.
Because of that.
It's called Hitler had a couple good ideas.
Oh my god.
I mean, the joke here is that the joke here is that this character is a despicable piece of shit.
Rob messaged me ages ago. I didn't even know that.
Oh boy.
Oops.
But yeah, the joke here is that the character is a despicable piece of shit. Despicable, racist, probably a Trump supporter. Sorry, I brought politics.
Which is great because Adam Croasdale is such a lovely guy.
It's like the exact opposite of Adam Croasdale. That character is such a fucking racist. It's like, goddamn. But the show was really good. I'm with you, mate. Episode 7 was the best fucking episode. That was the. Okay, I guess. Is it a spoiler saying that there's a fight related to Dracula?
Well,
I mean, if anyone didn't play the games,
I would say that's like, honestly, like towards the end of Symphony Night, that's what you do. You fight
the
Dracula.
I'll say
Alucard. Well, that's what they kept implying.
There is a fight with Dracula
in the season 1. Yeah. Like Alucard says, I want to kill my father. I mean, you wouldn't imply that they're going to have a fight now.
I think it's mainly just because like. Do people expect this to happen in this season, or would they wait for another season?
I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, the way that season 2 is panning out is like, yeah, they're going to take on the big bad, which is Dracula. I don't know. I guess it really depends on your
all I'm going to say is the Dracula fight.
Tag your spoilers.
Insane. That was... The animation on all that fighting was seriously some incredibly fluid animation. Everyone was incredible. The performances in that episode specifically... The guy who plays Dracula.
Oh yeah, he's good.
The end of that episode, you know.
Is it Richard Armitage?
I think so.
The end of that episode.
I'm gonna look it up.
You know what I'm talking about.
I think it is. It is him. Yeah.
I'm gonna double check.
The end of the episode in the bedroom, which sounds really weird.
That sounds out of context. Yeah.
I'm back. What are we talking about?
Castlevania,
Castlevania season 2.
Netflix Castlevania.
Yeah. No spoilers, but we are talking. But yeah, the scene with Dracula in that bedroom.
That was sad. That made me
like
sad.
That came out of nowhere, and even Mira goes, "Wait, what's going on?"
Yeah.
And then that whole thing happens, and I'm just like,
God, Rob.
Holy shit! Also, holy shit, man! Don't do that.
Hey, like Danny DeVito says,
I do not diddle kids.
I do not diddle kids.
Absolutely.
We can eat soon.
Yes.
Okay. I'm hungry.
It was one of those things where that scene, the performance of Dracula's voice actor was so good.
Yeah.
I will say of the new characters, I really, really liked Isaac.
Isaac was pretty sadistic in it, but it made so much sense.
I said my opinions on Isaac before.
It is not Richard Armitage. I was incorrect.
I thought it was.
It's Graham McTavish.
Oh, okay.
God damn, what a name.
I will say this, like, I have nothing against I watched, do you guys recommend it?
Yes.
Especially if you've played the games, yes.
Even if you haven't played the games,
I have
watch
not played
the show.
games.
Yeah, I'll say, that's what I said, if you play the games, you would really like it, but if you haven't, you would still enjoy it. But
it's really good, it's really well put together. And also, like, if you haven't played the games or anything, like, because I haven't played Symphony of the Night.
It's on PSN for $20.
But it makes complete sense to me, because I know it's kind of pulling from the Symphony of the Night storyline. I know I need to go.
That's one thing I like, is just, like, I have no, like, experience with the games. I know, like, what you do in there, but I've never played it. And
Crack a whip!
I was just basically like, you don't need to play the games to know what the story is.
No, they made it to where it's kind of like, did take elements from Castlevania 3 and Symphony of the Night. So, I mean, if you are a hardcore Castlevania fan or you played the game, you'll pick up on all the stuff, pick on the references there. But otherwise, you don't even need to watch or play Castlevania to even understand it. They put the story in their own way to where you will still enjoy it.
All right, I'm correcting myself now. Richard Armitage is Trevor.
Hey!
That's why his name pops up first.
Yeah.
Me two get along like civilized adults. Eat shit and die.
Yes, fuck you.
Oh, man.
But, yeah. I will say this, though, I said it before, I think, is that when I originally watched it, it just sounded really weird to hear Hector and Isaac because I had played Curse of Darkness, and in Curse of Darkness, it's Liam O'Brien as Isaac and Crispin Freeman as Hector. Wow. So when I first saw it,
what a duo.
It was, I know, what a duo. And Isaac in Curse of Darkness is a very flamboyant redhead who has a thing for Hector.
Please tell me that was Liam O'Brien.
That was.
Yeah,
I just said he was Isaac. But yes, that was Liam O'Brien hitting on Crispin Freeman.
Life is pain.
Right.
But yeah, it was really weird to hear, but I like their take on the characters.
Yeah.
But what threw me off is Isaac was black in the show. Because like I said, I didn't expect that, because in the game he's a white, red-headed dude.
Their backstories though were super fucked up.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn. Like I said, I'm trying not to say spoilers at all. I feel like we need to have like a full spoiler discussion because there are some moments that I like to talk about, like, I'm not going to spoil the ending at all. Oh, man. Life is pain, don't tell me about it, says social anxiety. No, all I would say is, though, is that the last 5 minutes of that episode were I feel like, so beautifully done. Mm-hmm. There's no dialogue in it.
Yeah.
It's all visual representation.
It's just emotion.
They nailed the emotion of those last 5 minutes so well. Because, like, everything's already settled down. The end game for that season has happened. The plot setup for the next seasons have already been hit. Then you get to that scene,
and there's like little to no dialogue.
There's like no, there's I think aside from a character crying, that's all that you get.
Or just the character saying maybe one line.
Yeah, but
it's all action,
and then just walking.
It's all just
sitting.
It's physical embodiment of an emotion.
It's very visual. It's a visual representation of it, and it's just. It just that last 5 minutes, like I was like, that was some of the most beautifully written, beautiful representation of mourning that I've ever seen. Of grief, yeah. Because like, again, not getting into the spoilers of it, but I remember looking and I'm like, this is the first time this person has finally had a chance to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on top of that, like, the whole entire thing is done. Now, what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's the thing. He has no purpose now.
Kind of, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like, well, I accomplished what I wanted to do.
What do I do now?
Yeah. And then that's when everything finally sets in. It's like, fuck. Yeah. Man. Then I'm looking at the chat right now. I can talk about my pain and social anxiety.
Shout out.
I got some shit going on. Me too, Bish. I'm dying. Same. I'll die first.
Shout out to the, I guess it's the director for the Netflix series. He's doing Devil May Cry now.
Yeah.
I will say, I have to see what they're going to do with it and see a trailer because I played all the games except the newest one. Obviously, it's not coming out yet. I am legitimately curious on how they're going to do it because, I don't know, part of me is just kind of nervous about it. You know when you like something for so long and they make a show, like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you, like, that was me with Thundercats. I grew up with the original. When they rebooted it, I was so worried about the reboot because I was like, is this going to be any good? That's what I'm worried about Devil May Cry. I'm thinking, you too, some hot tea. I'm sure it's going to be good because, I mean, Castlevania was good, but there's still a part of me that's just really worried on how
I have faith that
when's it going to turn off. Like, how they're going to do it.
But at the same time, especially because Devil May Cry fans have been super burned before, DMC Devil May Cry.
Yeah, that's why I'm, like, really iffy because that reboot, we don't speak of that. That is just, that's non-existent to me.
Technically 2 people, but
do you need a nail clipper?
At one point, okay. I'll do it afterwards.
Okay.
But I knew one. I still know one, but I knew 2 people that said that the reboots were great. And
what?
I'm just like,
no.
I respect your opinion, but you're wrong.
They're not.
Okay,
good.
here's the thing. Opinions are all subjective, unless they're harmful to other people. Exactly. Opinions are not wrong.
honestly,
opinions are not wrong, but you're wrong.
Oh.
people can people like what they like. If they like the reboot, that's fine.
They found enjoyment that I cannot find it.
Say they may think it's good. I'm personally not gonna think it's good.
I
still to this day, the thing is, I have legit qualms on it because we played it on my PS3.
PS3.
It lagged my PS3, and I had space.
It lagged when it was trying to pop up progress. For
yeah, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It should not be lagging. I talked to somebody about it, and they were trying to justify it. I'm like, no. If
There's
I have
no justifying that kind
if I have enough space on my PS3 to run a PS3 game I installed, and that pops up just fine, and it runs smooth.
Rob is a ghost. Dead. Oh my god, that's so good.
It runs smooth. The game on a disc. But if I download a game and it's lagging, I know there's something wrong.
Yeah.
That's why it's just, and the story, it was just so political. I'm like,
Devil May Cry is not supposed to be political commentary. It's supposed to be one of the fucking things.
If you're wrong.
I respect your opinion, but you're wrong.
Here's the thing: if I wanted politics, I'd go watch the news.
Okay, if I wanted a politically driven story, I'd go to a company that has done that.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Do that. That's not why I play video games. I don't play video games.
If I wanted a political story, I would just watch Phantom Menace.
No.
Here's the thing. If I wanted that, I would play Final Fantasy 12 because that is like a main plot point in 12.
Mm-hmm. What's the thing that Vaniel or
I'm Captain Bosch of Damask or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and then the thing is, Ondor tells lies. Don't believe what Ondor says.
My favorite thing about that was the Mega 64 video
thing,
where Rocco goes in the middle of like public areas in San Diego and just stands up and does that whole thing.
I'm Captain von Rauschenberg of Dalmasca. That's what it is.
If I wanted politics, I'd go over to my grandpa's.
But yeah, that's
same, honestly.
So that's why I didn't like the reboot. And Virgil was just way too. I know it's a reboot, but I did not like what they did with Virgil. I didn't like. This is me being salty, but I didn't like the call out they did for the original DLC season. That made me salty.
Because there was already controversy with it, and this is the not in a million years bit. Maybe go. Fuck this.
I'm like, no, I can't. So, I say
Devil May Cry is supposed to be like the B horror film.
Yeah, you're supposed to be a demon hunter. You're a half demon hunting other demons, and you're trying to stop your brother. And there's cheesy shit involved.
It's supposed to be cheesy.
It's like Trinity Blood in a way.
Yeah, in a way.
I'm a vampire that kills other vampires, and I'm here to stop my brother.
You want to know what I related to? Devil May Cry was the Evil Dead of video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Evil Dead has some scary parts to it, but it's also off the fucking walls. Yeah, but people love it because it's endearing. Yeah. That's what Devil May Cry was.
No, isn't it kind of self-aware a bit too, though?
Kind of.
Yeah, Dante's a little bit, yeah.
Dante's extreme.
No, I meant Evil Dead.
Oh, yes, yeah. There's quite a lot of self-awareness in Evil Dead and Army of Darkness. Yeah, absolutely.
I want my cheesiness. I want my crude humor with Dante. I don't want this political, serious emo shit.
I want Dante spending 2 minutes talking about sex while doing wild fucking
flips and shit and throwing roses in a wall.
Robot ceiling. This is my boomstick.
I don't know what any of these things are, but yeah.
Yeah, just nod your head and agree. Yeah. It's all good.
But so that's just my thoughts on the animated series. I just have to see a trailer.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk.
That's all I gotta see. If I think the trailer's good, then the show will be fine. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how I feel. Yeah. I'm sure he'll do fine though. He did fine about Castlevania.
He did.
Yeah.
I have faith that he's going to do the best he can. It's just a matter of
he cosplayed the dude. He cosplayed Dante.
That is true.
I'm sure he's
Did he really?
Yeah, he in a pro image. The director cosplayed Dante. Wore a wig and everything.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this.
Let me bring up the promo image.
Yeah, dude. He did the
let's take a look.
You'll find it.
That sounds amazing.
Sylvain.
Here, hold on. Devil May Cry series.
You're probably gonna get the original anime because they actually did make an anime. Okay. Oh, there you go. Addition.
So let me go to the.
We're all just like,
I acquired these rights myself, so the jabronis in Hollywood don't fuck this one up too. Ooh. Oh my god, that's so great.
Oh, you may need to go.
Yeah.
Type in cosplay picture maybe.
This is probably just gonna. It says.
I just want to find.
It's probably just gonna give you the news. Wait. Oh, there you go.
Open for business. That's the creator. That's the guy who did Castlevania. That's
dude. Yeah, he cosplayed Dante.
That's so
We're gonna have to
fucking
find
sick.
a way to put that image in
That's
somehow.
so cool. That's oh man. The fact that he constantly does it.
Post that in the chat.
He, like,
so people can see
yeah,
that.
let me post the article in the chat so people can see it. It's so.
It's actually not that bad of a cosplay.
It's really good, actually. It's really fucking good. I like it a lot. Good times, 10 out of 10. I love it. It just says open for business. And he said he got the rights to it because he didn't want Hollywood to fuck it up. I'm all,
jabronis.
so those jabronis out of Hollywood don't fuck this up. I'm like, that's so good. Oh, man. But...
Is it dinner time yet?
Speaking of fucking shit up.
No, this is...
There's two ways you can go with it.
Well, okay. I'm going. Yes, we're gonna wrap this up because we got two more. Well, I might still address that
because I'm hungry.
I know. So since you're sad, we've all been sad this week.
I am sad.
We're all sad.
We've all been sad about this. Though.
You're sad because we're not eating yet.
You're sad because we're not eating, but we've also all been sad because Stan Lee died.
Oh yeah.
On Veterans Day.
Yeah. On Veterans Day too. Yeah, that was the wild part. Yeah, no, it, I don't know what else to say. It sucks. I'm glad he lived a very long, successful life. Yeah, he got to see his properties. I'm always sad.
Be made into movies.
He got to see his properties be made into really good movies and become even more beloved on a wider... He got to see his things go from just comic books to massive pop culture...
$1 million franchise over here.
$7 billion, yeah.
Someone pointed out, in a post somewhere, and said, you guys do realize Deadpool's really going to be the only character that's aware of what's going on?
True.
Wait, he is?
Because he's always self-aware of stuff, so the fact that Stan Lee's gone now, he's the only Marvel character that's going to actually realize that
I like
real.
The one someone says, now that Stan Lee's passed away, we need Deadpool dressed as Stan Lee to start doing the cameos.
Please.
I'm like, that would be so fantastic. No, there have been the whole things of
Ryan Reynolds can never retire as Deadpool.
No,
He has to keep coming back for cameos.
He has to. That'd be so good.
He's just going to be like, guys, I'm done.
Did you hear Captain Marvel's supposed to come out in March now?
Yeah.
I thought that's what it always was.
It was originally April.
Was it really?
They're pushing that shit out.
Yeah, because then the next Avengers supposed to come out in May. So
they're wanting to get it out of the theater before Avengers comes.
No, because we have to see that before because it ties in.
That's gonna be such
on top of that, but I mean, if it's still in the
yeah.
theaters by the time Avengers come out,
people are still
double feature.
They'll still watch it. But anyway, so
what's your port for that shit, man?
Don't say that.
We won't be poor in the future.
Not in the future, yeah.
We'll be making.
That's future us's problem.
Well, future me is fine.
Oof. Oof.
I didn't say you guys are going to be poor in the future.
Wow.
I didn't say that. I said we'll be fine in the future. I'm just saying future me is fine.
The science fiction double feature. Oh, damn.
But anyway, so he is sad. I mean, he's sad. He is dead and we are sad.
He is sad and we are dead.
That is true, yep.
No, yeah.
That's the alternate timeline.
Yeah. He passed away and it sucks.
He's with his wife, though, now.
He is with
in
his
a better
wife.
place.
Oh, yeah. I just all the tributes that have been going out to him and all the people just talking about all that stuff. It's just it's sad, but I'm just like I said, I'm glad he lived. He lived to 95 years old.
That's pretty good.
That is a very
and he died of natural causes, right?
I don't think a cause of death has been announced yet, but I know that he was rushed to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. That's all we know.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there how many people get to go out of natural causes anymore?
I mean,
you always hear cancer or pneumonia or whatever.
I don't want to say just
I'm saying
yet.
if that's what it is.
Well, within the last couple months, he was dealing with pneumonia.
Yeah, he went to the hospital for that.
Yeah, he did go to the hospital for pneumonia a couple months.
Yeah,
his health also kind of took a dip whenever his wife passed.
Oh yeah,
that's
natural causes means too old to even bother to do an autopsy for an official cause. Damn, that's wild. That's insane. Yeah, so I don't know what else we can say. Just rest in peace. Thank you for all the fucking stories and all the people that you've inspired.
That final cameo is gonna hurt, though.
My favorite cameo.
We're gonna cry.
Let's real quick before we kind of get to the last couple topics. We'll start with you, Mira. What was your favorite Stan Lee cameo?
Oh God. I like his one in Doctor Strange.
Which one is that one again?
When he's in the bus, right?
Yeah.
Basically, he's sitting in a bus when the realities are warping and stuff like that, and he's just like...
He's just kind of like, what the hell?
Oh, okay. I don't remember that. I gotta go back and watch that one.
I think kind of the one that made me kind of laugh the hardest, just because of how kind of meta it sort of is, the whole Avengers 1 cameo where he's like, superheroes in New York, give me a break.
Oh, I don't want to talk about the Bill Mather.
Who? Do I want
to... Okay, so the story here, I didn't
To sum it up, basically, he just sees comic books as kind of a waste of time. It's like, go out and read actual literature.
He tried to discredit Stan Lee.
In light of Stan's passing,
I didn't even want to give that
I didn't know who this guy was.
cunt licker, the time of day.
You're not missing
Okay, good. Anyway, so...
He's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
He doesn't matter in this one.
But
anyway.
The Avengers 1...
Oh, yeah, where he says...
The Avengers 1 cameo is probably one of my favorites.
He says, superheroes in New York, right?
Give me a break.
Give me a break.
The Spider-Man one still gets me, though.
Oh, with the...
One person can make a difference.
Oh, yeah.
That one always gets me.
What about you, May? What was your favorite Stan Lee cameo?
It's either the one... I don't know if they did. When you guys watched that video, did it show the one where when you go on the Guardians Tower ride?
No.
Okay,
he has a cameo in the ride.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So when you go to the Guardians of the Galaxy ride in California Adventure, there's a cameo. He is in there.
That's
in the ride.
so cool.
I thought that was
we have to go now.
Yeah, if you can't see it,
we're going right now.
Go on YouTube. You'll find it.
So
Basically,
cool. They gave him a cameo on the ride.
It just talks about the plot real quick. The real quick plot of the ride is the Collector got the Avengers and you have to help them escape.
The Guardians, you mean?
The Collectors got the Guardians and now you have to help them escape. Right. Help them escape.
Right.
So Stan Lee was one of the ones he captured. And
Stan was best.
And Stan Lee's in there and he's like, what is this place? Where am I? Or something like
that.
That's
so
he's
good.
Captured. But I think mine is either the Thor Ragnarok one.
Oh, that was good.
Please don't touch my hair, good sir. Either that
Sorry,
one,
don't move.
Either that one or the... I think that probably is one. Because I also like the one...
Civil War one?
What was the one in Civil War?
Tony Stank.
Oh, that one!
That was
good. Mr. Tony Stank.
Are you Mr. Tony Stank?
Yep, this is Tony Stank.
Yeah,
Don Cheadle's reaction. I honestly feel like that Stan Lee improvised that because Don Cheadle's reaction totally just like, this is Mr. Stank. I was like,
those two are my favorite, but that one with the end of Civil War is my favorite, my all-time favorite one, because it's just so funny.
My favorite was the Deadpool one.
That's one of my favorites. Is
the trailer one?
Wait, where was he in Deadpool?
Was it the stripper one?
Deadpool 1, he was the strip club DJ.
But here's the thing, was it the stripper cameo that she's talking about, or the trailer one for 2?
Oh yeah, because the trailer for
the
trailer for Deadpool 2, Stan Lee's like, oh, what's going on, or something like that. And
Deadpool came out of the phone booth after he had changed clothes, and Stan was like, I like your costume, and Deadpool's like, shut up, Stan Lee!
Shut up, not now, Stan Lee! And then runs off.
Wait, and then
both of them, actually.
Wait, where is he in 2?
I don't remember where
in the second Deadpool. I haven't seen that one yet. Still,
Greg and I did.
I need to rewatch it.
I just know the cameos
I just
they made.
Know the trailer.
I just like the fact that Deadpool makes jabs at fucking Winter Soldier, and then Josh Brolin is Thanos.
Right.
He makes jabs at Cable for that.
It opened the window and it was like,
oh yeah,
dope, yeah.
Because when you get to the very top of the ride, the window opens and you see all out of California Adventure, and then you drop down again, very top. So if you don't like heights, I don't recommend this ride.
And then I died is what Roman said.
But if you like Crystal, if you can handle it once, you're okay. Oh, yeah. Otherwise, I really don't recommend it, because when I went, I was like, oh god, this is it.
I love the Deadpool 1 cameo when he's the strip club DJ.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
The Civil War one's great. But the other one, and I forgot about this one, because I only watched this movie like once.
Mm-hmm.
His cameo in the first Captain America.
Oh yeah, with the
guard. When the guard walked, I was like, I thought he'd be taller. I was like, oh my god.
The second one was even better. I'm so getting fired
for this. Yeah, because he takes the
I'm so getting fired. Oh man. It was always so much fun waiting for that fucking
cameo, like
in the Big Hero 6 cameo.
Oh, when he was in Big Hero 6 at the
when he was actually the dad.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when that happened. When he walked up, you and I looked at each other in the theater and went, "That's Stan Lee!" And then he spoke wrong. That's Stan Lee.
Same, honestly.
It was so good.
Yeah, we're just gonna.
What was his cameo in Black Panther?
He's the guy who took
the
the
guy
chips.
that took the
He's
chips.
like, I'll just take these.
I'll hold on to these for safekeeping.
All of Martin Freeman's gambling.
Right.
Yeah, I'll just hold on to these for safekeeping. It was like,
That's right.
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, so I'll miss those cameos.
I'm gonna miss him too. Yeah, the last one for Avengers 4 is gonna. This is gonna be very sad.
I just want to know how he's gonna make a cameo. Because did he vaporize in the bus or did he make it out?
It's Stan Lee. They're not gonna vaporize him in the bus.
You know what I mean, though.
Stan Lee exists on all timelines.
Remember, there's the fan theory that he's supposed to be the Watcher in the series.
Oh yeah.
There is that fan theory.
So could you really kill the Watcher?
Nope. I don't know.
He just comes back as somebody else.
Oh god, yeah, right.
You pass the rain.
So, before we wrap up, we always like to do discussions about videos that have come out, stuff like that. I know we didn't put out a video this last week. That video is coming Tuesday. I'll tease that in a moment. But May, you and I did a fun little video last week. Fun little Red Dead 2 video. I don't know what you thought. May's dying to watch. What are you looking at over here?
Oh no.
Roman, what did you find?
My fat ass was drunk last night and had a photo shoot with my McDonald's hash brown at 3 a.m.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
That dude's a good photographer drunk. Oh my god.
Those photos are actually good though.
I wish I was that good at something more fun.
Sorry, I just went.
I can't even look anywhere near as photogenic as a hash brown. Are you shitting me right now?
I feel that.
The best part is like this post has been shared, or it has 1.7k likes and 40 comments.
Please share that. So
I just did.
Okay,
that's so
good.
good.
10k shares,
That's amazing.
Oh, good.
2.3k likes.
Oh, good.
That's so good. I'll tell you what else was so good was our Red Dead 2 video. Anyway, so we did the Red Dead Redemption 2 video. May, because
Rob, you didn't want to remember that time.
Right. It's one of those things where I had a lot of fun with that video. What did you think when we were working on the video?
I'm glad that Epona is okay.
Epona's
That was the most important thing of that video, is that she was okay. And you were drunk and you kept going in a circle
that was
with
so
her.
good.
It's the most important part anytime he plays it. Is like, make sure you don't kill your horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And clean your horse when she gets bloodied.
Oh yeah.
And
Take
brush her
care of
and,
your girl.
and feed her. Remember, she's your best girl. So you gotta take care of her.
Oh yeah. They're like, yeah, you can get better horses. You can go buy the stable. Well, nope.
You can spend 2 hours
Like, I already got the best horse.
You can spend 2 hours finding that rare horse and get killed by a moose running into you, or
Oh
a deer.
my
I thought it
God.
was a deer.
Deer, moose, whatever.
You told
They
me
have
that story,
they have
and I'm like,
antlers.
That's so angry.
I'll try. I'll go on Reddit and try to find that video
That
for
video
you.
is so good. But
Remember
no, so
what?
The Alamo. That's what
Ooh,
you
you gotta remember that shit.
Remember the 5th of November.
remember.
That recently did happen. But anyway, so I had a lot of fun. That video, just recording that video and showing that off, it really took me back to like OG, like two Snazzy Gamers time. Sitting in a room, watching something dumb in a video game and just kind of riffing on it. But like, with all the shit that we've learned on making content and stuff, really kind of condensed it and all that fun stuff. I had a lot of fun working on the video with you, and I'm so glad we got to do a video together.
You know what I miss?
What?
Remember that game we played on the hardest mode and we kept dying?
Gunstar Heroes,
Yes, and then you were racist with your accent. Do you remember that?
I try to forget that, but I always remember.
I want to do something like that again. Not with the accent, of course, but like just a
You want to
video.
try to play a game on the hardest difficulty and get our
Yes.
asses handed to us.
And then
We
you
have-
and then you put the beer music.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Well, we can totally do that. Like,
I miss. How come we don't do that anymore? Like I miss playing games like that and doing videos.
We have the stuff. It's just we've been busy human beings.
I know.
Greg is racist.
You're racist.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't
Cut the feed.
I don't remove the video. Honestly, the reason why I never remove that video is I don't believe in revisionist history.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah,
Look how I've grown.
I did a very racist impression of a Hispanic person.
But thing is, when we watched that video, we went back and commented on it. Like when we
When
watched
we
the video.
did the 4-year anniversary, we were watching old
watched-
videos because I remember that part. I'm going to cringe. I remember going, "Wow, I was so fucking racist. I was bad." But yeah, let's start thinking of ideas of a game. We'll call it.
When are we supposed to Extra Life again?
Well,
In December, maybe?
maybe December.
Okay, I was like, wasn't that supposed to happen?
The Extra Life was technically already supposed to happen, but we're kind of
Because I'll do
Greg's still
RPG.
racist.
I'll do RPG Maker games
yeah,
again.
we're still trying to figure out the whole schedule because
I'll probably replay something.
December will be. If
Oh, I can play Deltarune. I've never played that.
There you go.
There you go.
I have yet to play that.
I know I want to do
I'll just get Dream Daddy and play that.
Yes!
There you go.
Damien's
and Hatoful Boyfriend.
Damien's still the best daddy.
God.
I was like, I still have both Hatoful Boyfriends on my PS4.
I'll wait until late night. I'll get drunk and just fuck around in Red Dead.
Oh, there you go.
Of course.
There you go.
Rob's on his way.
Rob's on the way.
There you fucking go.
But yeah, I miss those times.
Yeah, no, it's like I want to add more gaming content to the channel again. It's just because we're busy adults and getting stuff recorded. Like, let's pick a weekend. Let's pick a game. Let's do something like that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I want to start doing... Because the main influence of how I want to do gaming content is, like, the way Funhouse does their one-off games.
Yeah.
They record for, like, an hour or so.
Are we supposed to do that for Tales of Vesperia when that comes out?
We're going to be doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Okay.
excited.
I am still going to get the game, by the way.
Sounds good.
Do it in cosplay for that one.
The one I want to do in cosplay that I have a dumb idea for is Dancing in Starlight.
Oh, we can't do that for Vesperia. We don't have those cosplays.
Yeah, we want to have those cosplays ready.
When you have those ready, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'd have to come back to it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah. That game comes out soon. I still haven't paid for it. Oops.
Rip, never forget. Go
pay for your game, man.
Yeah, right?
Don't tell me what to do, Mom.
But yeah, like kind of...
I mean, if you want your game, go pay for it.
But yeah, like,
Okay, Mom.
So you got the block of like an hour or so, and then cut it down to like a 15 to 20 minute video.
That's what I want to do too, because I feel like by doing
that,
we're not stressing out so much. Remember when we used to try to get so long videos out after a certain week, and
Roman is coming to make sure you guys don't puss out, and we'll do the full stream time.
I mean, we technically did the full stream time. It's just we broke it up.
Honestly, I liked doing it like that. I know it goes against the rules, but they also encourage do it in your own way anyway.
yeah,
it's just more
then
convenient.
that's technically not breaking the rules
It's
then,
not,
because they said do it in your own rules.
It's like D&D. You kind of like there are the set rules and shit, but you make it your own.
Have you guys seen that picture floating around? Like at Target, you can buy the board game of D&D, and it says like 1 to 2, or it says like 3 players or something, 1 to 3 players in 1 to 2 hours, and somebody posted and started laughing, and I looked at them, I went
1 to 3 players in
1 to 2 hours. I'm like, what kind of bullshit?
1 to 2 hours is just
This is not how you do D&D.
Hold on. 1 to 2 hours is just the DM explaining the backstory before you guys get started.
Yes.
Or even just describing the town you're in.
Ooh.
And you fucking up around like
Have
in
you
the
seen
town.
the average amount of time a Critical Role episode is? It's average like 3.5 hours. 3 players?
Yeah. Let me see if I can find this
That's
picture.
It's amazing.
That's I think that's even the bigger like insult. 3 players.
2 hours? Yeah.
Is 1 player the DM and then there are 2 player characters, or is there no DM and there are just 3 player characters? Fuck. Also, 2 hours is bullshit.
2 hours is not even a session. That's like the start of a session.
That's like the create your character portion of any video game.
Yeah, it's the 2 hours
You
trying to
spend
make
2 hours making it look
trying to
right,
make
and then
your
you
fucking-
spend
Oh my gosh.
another. You spend another 3 hours trying to figure out a name for it.
That was me with Final Fantasy 14. I took almost like 20 minutes making my
4 to 8
character.
players, not including
These are
DM.
46.
Oh, is
Okay,
it
well,
6?
I can't
can't
find
46, not
I can't
including
find the
DM.
image on
I
Google,
can't
but
read.
somebody had shared that, and I was like,
That's so good.
Oof.
D&D, the board game.
that
The
is
fact
that
that
is a
it's a
legit
board
thing though at
game.
Target.
The fact that it's a board game, I'm just like,
It's not a board game, it's a tabletop role-playing game. There is a mass difference between the two.
And even then, is it
Yeah,
is it
this-
formatted like
It's a legit board game. You could buy it at Target.
Oh my god.
It's a starter set. It's
Well, I
$12
mean-
bucks.
What do they have for like whatever you're
Oh, here you go.
Well, I know. Okay, the starter sets are legit though
Do
because
they have like prompt cards?
so the
you
starter
flip
sets are
Oh,
like
here we go. Ideal for a group of 4 to 6. Playing time 1 to 2 hours.
over? Ooh, you
Number
spiked
of
them
players
Yeah.
3 to 6.
D does not last for 2 hours.
2 hours. You're cute.
Let me see what my starter says.
Ooh.
My starter set says. There you go.
Anywho,
2
So,
hours. You're cute.
I'm going. So that was a lot of fun. I can't wait to do more gaming videos with you
we gotta do more.
because it, like I said, it was such a fun throwback of like, hey mate, here's a dumb thing that I did in a video game. Let's riff on it.
And I want to get back to doing voiceover stuff for video game type things. I really want to get back to doing that. I miss doing that.
I'm already working on a part 2 to that video.
Okay.
There was a thing we saw earlier. Were you there when the wagon glitched the
Yeah,
fuck
I was sitting
out?
right there.
Oh yeah,
Because it
she
was like,
God, shows no player number or playtime.
good.
Wow, that's wild.
It's not supposed to.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so there's that, and then I have the whole hair tonic thing, and
That you're
then
trying. Yeah.
and then there was the whole remember the clips that I recorded when I was drinking one night and I kept shooting the postman? I kept pulling my gun on the postman instead.
I love the fact that when it has the dead screen, it says you annoyed
the postman.
You annoyed the postal clerk or something.
That's a true death in the game.
So
You annoyed
good.
you annoyed.
I'm just like it wasn't even that he shot you. Yeah. It's you annoyed him.
He killed you.
I'm building up a bunch of.
Just ages 12. Plus, alright guys, time to play D&D. I didn't get the stuff out for nothing.
No, let's go, Robert. Let's go. Let's one off.
Roll for initiative.
So, yes.
I'm hungry.
I know. Okay. I'm trying to wrap up the podcast.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, I'm working on part 2 to Red Dead video I want to do that. Greg, roll a con save. Get the dice.
I don't wanna.
I rolled a 2. We'll just say I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Anyway, so I failed the concept. Anyway, so I am going to tease what Tuesday video is going to be about. So, not nerd related at all.
Wow.
But it's a story about a guy that took fake it till you make it to the next level.
Is that the articles you were looking at earlier?
Yes.
That you have bookmarked?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
So
we won't say what they are yet.
There's this guy who created a fake fan base and fake concert footage and fake promo shit, fake agency, fake record label, fake everything for his shitty fucking metal music project. And the story about it, like, he bought Facebook likes, he bought YouTube views and likes and stuff like that, and it's
all for a fraud.
All to go to Europe and play in front of 2 people.
Did they ever say who 2 people was?
Just the 2 random people.
Just 2 random people. Like, he marketed it as this is a whole tour. And the videos are all, hey, where are these 198 people that you said were going to show up from pre-sale? Only 2 people showed up. And it's a wild journey from beginning to end. And it's like you see...
I'm going to ask later about this dude.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give you the breakdown of what happened. But yeah, it is literally like what this guy did. It would be like if you faked a demo and you faked a resume of work you've done.
And you faked like clips of roles that you've
done.
You've done that are clearly
just to get in a con appearance.
Just to go to a con and then nobody goes to your panel.
2 people, you 2.
Yeah, we go to your panel and then maybe a third person that feels bad.
Yeah.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man. Yeah. So that's gonna be very, very exciting. So yeah, that's about it. There's one last thing. I'm gonna address it in a small condensed format because there's a lot of other shit related. Need to kind of be sensitive about it because of some of the people. So really quick, before we wrap up the podcast, we are aware of there's somebody that we worked with last year. He was one of the actors on Lost and Cold, and we did a couple gaming related videos with him earlier in the year. There's been a lot of information that has come out about this person. I'm keeping everything as big as possible. We have unlisted the videos with this person as well as all of Lost and Cold as we figure out what we're going to do, how we want to handle it right now. The gaming videos will most likely just be gone given the kind of the severity of what's been coming out about this guy, as well as a lot of what I've had some personal contact with some people related to this situation, and like some former friends of this guy who have said some really bad concerning things about him, and I kind of, as someone who has morals, we should at the time we had no idea, but once all this stuff started coming out, I made kind of a call. We're unlisting the videos for now. They're not deleted yet. We're going to decide on what we want to do with them. Like I said, I'm not going to name names or what's going on with that, but there will be a video once I get in contact with the group who worked on Lost and Cold, and we make a decision on what we want to do about Lost and Cold, given the fact that he had work on it, but at the same time there was a lot of people who worked on it, not just this guy. So we're going to address that probably within the next week or two. Figure out how we want to handle that. But it saddens me that this even has to be a thing, because I've had some falling outs with people. I've not gotten along with people, but this is the first time that my personal bad experience with someone was the smaller part of a larger issue.
Her sister
no, it's all good. But the larger issues are very alarming and very scary, and also you have to be sensitive about it because a dear friend of ours is still connected to this person. So there's a lot of sensitivity about it, but today I unlisted all the videos. Today being Sunday, unlisted all the videos after kind of thinking about it, doing what are we going to do with it, and we'll have a video. It's not going to be like a hardest reset video. It'll be like a separate video from like something that we put out that'll address what we can, at least in our role, and how it affects our channel. Because there's also a lot of it too has to deal with. There's a lot of personal sensitivity with the people that are involved and the stories that have happened. So we're going to take care of that. It's me being serious at the end, but just as someone who believes in like integrity and having some sort of moral compass, I've kept videos up in the past of people that I no longer associate with just because they're assholes. I'm like, okay, they're an asshole, fine, but they don't have anything that could be technically considered legal trouble. This person associated, this could very much turn into legal trouble for them, not for us, not for us at all.
Yeah, we're fine.
We're fine. Just the
they
fact,
are not.
The fact that we worked with this person and all this shit's now coming out about this person, I feel very uncomfortable with the work that we did with them, which is sad because of all the good people that worked on Lost and Cold, which is why we got to address what we got to do there. But we'll go into details when we drop names of who we're talking about in the future. I just wanted to state that right now. So now that we had that serious bit at the end, thank you guys so much for watching. It's dinner time.
It is.
Let's make some dinner, my dudes,
Please.
and hang out. And I gotta pee as well.
Play 14.
Play some 14.
Cut the feed. Cut the feed.
Cut the feed. Yeah, so cut the feed, let everybody know. So thank you guys so much for enjoying this podcast. I didn't think we'd go past 2 hours, but we went past 2 hours. So
We've gone longer before.
We've gone longer. We had that almost 4-hour podcast we did. What's for dinner?
Food.
We're doing
really good edible food.
Let's
We're
go.
doing really good tomato salad.
Yes,
really good.
really good edible food. Let's go.
Food. Let's go.
Fantastic. So
Let's
thank
go.
you guys so much. We'll catch you guys in a couple weeks. See you guys on Tuesday for a brand new episode of Hardest Reset. It's going to be really great. And let's go eat dinner. Cut the feed.